What is it?
So things like that happen.
Yeah, since social media has had a shakeup recently, like people hopping on new social media platforms, leaving others, blah blah blah. Their
Oh,
reasoning behind it. Oh, my algorithm just shows nothing but porn and da. I'm like, homie, that's your algorithm. That's you're responsible for your algorithm. It's doing that because when you saw something that you perceived as porn, you stopped, looked at it, clicked on it, whatever it was, so it assumed you wanted more. I don't get porn in my algorithms. I'm sure if I wanted to, it wouldn't be very hard, but a simple search and glare, next thing you know, your algorithm is full of steak cooking videos.
yeah. What's really annoying though is just like on to some degree, like on Instagram, is the like you paused on something. It was like you can't have a constant stream, a scroll. So eventually you have to reset your thumb. You pause for just a second. All of a sudden it's like, oh, that's what you're interested in. Great. No, I'm not interested in that stuff. Don't show me more of that stuff. Or I pause scrolling for a second to talk to you. So now all of a sudden I'm stuck on something. Oh, all of a sudden I paused on Charlie Cox. I must want more Cox in my stream.
Yeah,
What?
you must. But yeah, it's in any given month, my algorithm, my feeds will look completely different, like completely different person's feed at least 2 or 3 times a month. Just how I'll bounce around on just topics of things that I'm looking
YouTube
at
is
or
the
interested
worst.
in. Yeah, YouTube's the easiest one to change and also the easiest
Holy
one to fall
cow.
out of favor with yourself with
You watch one video
one. That's
and
all.
all of a sudden it's like boom. It's like you have to go back into your history and say, don't count this, don't include this, or else I have to remember like okay, I'm curious. Open an incognito window.
I never even I see the incognito function, but never ever understood how it works. It just turns your algorithm off while you're watching, pretty much.
Well, it opens another window unassociated from your account,
Uh-huh.
and then when you close that account, it removes the it from your browser history.
Mm. Incognito. Oh, makes sense. Yeah, I'm the one of those people that like long format videos because a lot of times I'll use YouTube to listen just without watching while I'm working or when I'm laying down for bed. And you put on one long format video about the Anunnaki harvesting humans on Earth for gold mining one time. You do it one time. Next thing you know, you got Billy Carson and every podcast he's ever been on being recommended to you. Game over, man.
Dishes are done, man.
The dishes are done, man. Get right on top of that, Rose.
That's it done.
Good morning, Mr. Beckerman. Good morning to you, good sir.
Beckerman.
Hello to Paul Morales. How are you today? Happy Friday. Happy Black Friday. Hope everyone gets everything they want for Christmas today at fantastic prices. Don't fall for the scams.
Ooh.
Good morning, David. Good to see you in here, homie. How are you today? Got KBDM. What is up? What is up? How's it going? Yes, it's officially Black Friday and it's official. Heroes Con tickets are on sale. If you don't know, now you know. Heroes Con in Charlotte, North Carolina will be June 20th this year. They backed it up off Father's Day weekend, which is fantastic for my family, I'm sure. I know they're excited about that. But it's a 3.5 day convention in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the last true Comic Con. Comics come first. Writers and artists, the comic creators are your celebrities. You will find more community members in this one location than any other convention in America.
If you travel to just one con this year, make
This
it Heroes
is it.
Con.
Yeah, this is the one. This is where we all come together like butt cheeks once a year, and it is a blast. You
Come
cannot
hang out
miss
with the Comics Curing Cancer crew.
We will be tabling there again. That's no point in keeping it a secret.
That's right. It's no secret. We'll be there. Come see us.
Yeah,
What
we'll
else
be
do you need to see?
Yeah. Well, of course, we'll have some fantastic, cool stuff to get the ball rolling on Comics Curing Cancer 2025. The ball will have already been rolling. Well, technically, it's already rolling. But we'll have some cool stuff there, and just like last year, the booth's going to be a party. It's going to be its own vibe, as the kids say. Last year we kept that aisle alive. We kept the aisle alive.
Indubitably. Look at that. Good morning to you, Mr. or Doctor. I'm sorry, Mr. Doctor.
Speaking of indubitably, good morning, indubitably, Jim. Hope you're doing good today. Canadian survivalist, what's up? What's going on, Scott? How are you? Y'all ain't doing Black Friday slam dancing? Rob and myself slam danced before we hit live. DVH is in the house. What is happening? Do they have Black Friday in the UK, Rob?
Well, it wouldn't be because the internet is global and everything else, they're going to have stuff, but they don't have the day after Thanksgiving because they don't.
Well, we don't have to call it the day after Thanksgiving sale. We can just call it Black Friday and not put on any other.
True. I'm sure they do. DVH could better answer that. I don't have a.
Well, when I think of people
in the
UK, I think of Rob's Fat Sacks first and foremost. If I need to know something about Western Europe, I think of Rob's Fat Sacks. I should ask that guy.
Well, how about Eastern Europe? That's where Romania is at.
Good gosh, they're way over there, huh?
Yeah. They're former communist country.
Former USSR.
Or based on who one of their presidential candidates are that went to the second round this last go round. It could become again.
Oh, nice. I'm assuming like in all of their cubicles, then they have pictures of their family right next to David Hasselhoff, right?
That's Germany.
It's close enough, is my point. Yeah, they have Black Friday. There it is.
Lots of comic art deals today.
Where at? Where are you looking for your deals at today, Mr. Beckerman? Are you going to stores? Are you just shopping online? You hitting your little art collector groups? What you doing?
I saw the Frizzen was selling originals. I saw the Frizzen was selling originals or something.
Jenny Frisson. Stephen with a C, good morning to you, good sir. Yeah, everybody, what are y'all hoping to score today? It's sales day. Today's the day. What's everybody hoping to score? Not meaning you will or you're going to convince yourself to get out in the madness to get it, but what would you like? You've seen some deals out there. In a perfect world, what are you going to bed owning tonight that you didn't wake up with? Had a good night last night. Did a case break of WWE cards on Whatnot last night and got a 1-in-10 ratio Rhea Ripley card. It sells for between $600 and $900 on eBay. How much are you selling yours for, DVH? Is that one of those things where you're watching a guy on Whatnot and you give him money and the guy has the cards? You don't have the cards. The guy has the cards. You give me money and I'll open these cards and show you the cards and then mail them to you. Is it one of those things? I'm not big enough in this card community to know all the lingo, but he said he did a case break.
Yeah,
that sounds like more than a pack. Jenny Frisson, cover for $500. Pretty sure Hoarder's Hide scooped it. Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw where Scott Hoarder's Hide posted a Thanksgiving post. Did you see his Thanksgiving post?
I actually was not on most of yesterday.
I saw it this morning. But it's an AI image of, it's a Western town. You're in the middle of the street. You got the table with the food, and there's a cowboy sitting there with an X on one side of his face, and there's a skeleton behind him with a green cloak on. And I'm like, this is Scott's attempt at AI Jonah Hex and the Spectre, I think. So I think Scott's playing with AI. It was a pretty cool image. It was pretty funny. Yeah, you buy a wrestler, then they open a whole case of cards, and you get all the cards for that wrestler. Oh. That sounds like a fun game. Good way to lose money as well.
So other people must have taken other wrestlers, I guess. So, but
how do they know how many wrestlers are going to be represented in the box? Or do you only take the big names? All the jobbers don't even get to participate. They just throw those cards away.
Oh man, I love some of these black comic shell. Buy one, get one 50% off.
What do you need more than?
I already have 3. I don't need more.
Oh wow, I've got 1. I feel like that's enough, especially with the way I picture things going. which would be like, just run away from the booth for a minute to go target something and come back.
Yeah, see, so when I travel, like when I go to the con tomorrow, I'm going to San Francisco Fan Expo. I'm taking 2 with me.
How far away is
that? 40 minutes.
That's not bad.
So I'll take 2 with me. One is preloaded with blanks and books that I want to get signed, and the other one for picking up some stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll probably, this just depends on how much you pick up. If I pick up a bunch of loose books, that's really not that many. That we're talking about like 16 books. So, because you can only put about like 8 raw books per side, bagged and boarded. But
I really enjoyed having that one.
Yeah,
I'm not really an extras guy. I hate carrying stuff, and when I got that one, it was handed to me at Heroes Con. So I'm like, all right, I'll give this a shot. And it was fantastic.
Oh, it's cool. And unfortunately, like the only drawdown is like if I'm trying to carry 3 of them, it's quite a bit. Like if I go to a con, I used to bring a bunch of boxes and stuff, and it's like, okay, Bacon is going to that show.
There's going to be Bacon there, Rob.
Bacon? Who's Bacon?
Bacon is one of the employees with 4C Comics.
Oh,
the art rep people. His first name is Kevin. He's no match for JD Drake. Going for you, Rob. We're pretty sure that this guy is related to Burke in some way, shape, fashion, or form. We haven't been able to confirm it, and Steve denies it, but we all have eyes, so there's that. Denial can only get you so far.
It will it'll at least get you from the Mediterranean down through
to the Euphrates.
Well, so not really to the Euphrates. Euphrates is in the Middle East, is more in Iraq, but it'll at least get you down your way down in Egypt quite a bit.
He said there's only 10 of them in the world. Hence a crazy price on Hebe. You didn't say though. What are you selling yours for? Did the whatnot influencer that talked you into this phenomenal deal buy it off of you in the stream? I've heard of those rumors where if you pull like a mad crazy card, they'll buy it off you for a decent percentage of the fair market value, and they'll take on the task of potentially grading it and then reselling it themselves so that you make something, they make something, and you don't have to waste your time, effort, and energy trying to do it yourself. Or you're just going to get the card and keep it forever, cherish it, love it to the day you die.
Give it to Badger and let her put it between her spokes in her bike.
That'd be the way to go. That would be the way to go. We need to know, DBH, what are your intentions with this sweet and lovely Rhea Ripley? What are your intentions, good sir?
The question is, do you grade it before you put it between the spokes of the bike?
Yeah, that way you get more mileage out of it. Yeah, that's another thing. Like I know that comic book grading can be a chore when you're in the UK and stuff. What is bunging? Dude, bunging stuff is something completely different in America. You're going to put it in your prison wallet, throw it up on eBay. That's fine. Who would be crazy mad if I kept it? If you don't mind, like disclosing, how much was it to buy a wrestler for this event? Because I know these guys. Is it like one price and they just randomly assign you a wrestler? Or do you pay more for certain people than others, knowing that there's a stronger possibility of making something? I'm so curious how this stuff works. You could always hop on stream and explain it to us and just bail if you don't want to stay. Thank you, Christina Payne. She just sent me this right here. Heroes Con tickets now on sale. We'll be talking about this all throughout the day, letting everybody know. And Rob will be reiterating the hotel rate information.
Yeah, we know what the Weston rate is going to be, but we don't have. But you can't get. You can't go reserve hotels yet. Hotel rooms at the rate yet.
They're advertising the rates to come.
Only, yeah. Well, they're advertising the link to get the rates to come. The only hotel that's got rates listed thus far is the Westin, which is usually the main hotel. That's $195 a night for the king size and $215 for double queen. So it looks like this year double rooms will be available at the Westin again, which you couldn't get last year.
Very nice.
And then the other hotels that will have room rates, those rates have not yet been determined or posted yet.
Oh, thinking about it, I bet they held the double rooms for all the students that were there.
Yeah, I think that was the thing last year. Yeah.
And that's definitely more economical and practical.
Yeah. So that's good. The Rare Rip was $100. Okay, well, at least you made your money. It was risky, but you got lucky. You certainly did. Congratulations there. Well, I did the
bung it. I hope you do a video of bunging it on eBay, bro. There's like extra money to be made there, especially if you advertise it well. Come watch me bung this card on eBay.
Is it more of a OnlyFans?
Yeah. There's a market somewhere.
Only Mouse. So the only Black Friday thing that I'm doing at all is that I did participate in the Roku deal for the streaming services.
Oh, what kind of deal did they have?
They had for Paramount Plus and for Max that you could get them for $2.99 a month. The Max one for like six months, $2.99 a month if you took it with ads, and it's like more if you want with ads. But and then the Paramount Plus one was $2.99 a month for like 2 months, I think it is, with whether or not you got it with ads or not. So I could get the no ads on the Paramount Plus for a couple months, so I can watch Tulsa Kings and some Star Trek stuff. But
you have to watch Landman as well. It just started. Like Tulsa King season 2 ended, and Landman, brand new series started. 3 episodes in. Holy potatoes! If you don't, every Friday morning you're gonna have to deal with this face.
Well, I can only get caught up on one of your series at a time that you need me to watch. So.
Yeah, we know, Dr. Vaughn, who this is exactly how we would describe it too.
Putting something on something. Well, we would call it more putting something in something, but
that's still step one. Yeah, Paramount is great, dude. Like I got it reluctantly a while back because I can't remember what I was hopping on there to watch specifically.
Star Trek? Tulsa Kings?
And that was before Tulsa King started. But dude, it's become like such a go-to. Kyle, could you live without Paramount Plus at this point? No, exactly. She said no, like didn't even hesitate. Like it's like the go-to. Like that and HBO, like taking the kids out of the equation, like because they're the ones that like Netflix the hardest for all the cartoons, and they don't really hop on Disney as much anymore. They're kind of growing out of Disney. It's really got like the stuff for like those younger kids. Yeah, they're kind of growing out of it. She's definitely on it, but not nearly as much as she was. Yeah. But Paramount Plus became the place. It's the spot. It's because it's also got all the Showtime stuff. And if you're a little bit older than like maybe 20 years old, there's a lot of content on there that you might have missed over like a couple decades when like the golden age of TV through the early 2000s and 2000 teen era.
That's the golden age now? Oh my God.
No, I don't mean golden age as in old. I mean like when TV shows were like peaking, like with the audience and everything. Like when people were tuning into FX weekly to not miss what they were putting out. HBO's always HBO, but Showtime had like Dexter and other actual hits that people were tuning into and were water cooler shows. Definitely the golden age of TV. Not in the sense of it being old, but the prime, TV prime.
In your opinion. Got it.
No, I think you would agree if you stop and think about it. Because I'm really not trying to put out my opinion. I'm saying like when the most people were viewing television, like the most people were hyped when it had its biggest following, that had to be that era. Had to be. Gilligan's Island and Brady Bunch. Yeah, those are the golden years, not necessarily golden age. It was peak. My list is food, shelter, electricity, Paramount Plus, bold strategy, Cotton. Yeah, she expects me to cover the other ones. Have you seen any of those reels where it's like the couple sitting out at the restaurant and it has talking about like the man sitting there scoping the exits, watching around him, and then it cuts to the wife who's like listening to like Britney Spears in her head, bopping, just eating. That's how it is over here. Purely because of less choice. Well, that would disqualify it automatically.
Yeah, I don't know. The nice thing about, I don't say you had, I mean, you had less channels, yes, but you had a lot of, at least here in the States. So, where I was at, in addition to having the main networks, you had a couple independent stations. Those independent stations in the 70s and the 80s played, the UHF channels had a lot of rerun stuff that would run. So you had a lot of not only the modern TV, but you had a lot of the old classics, playing that you were seeing all the time. So even though I wasn't a child of the 50s and the 60s, I viewed a lot of television from that time because a lot of that was playing on the UHF channel. So I don't know. I thought it was a great time, man. Nowadays, I almost feel like there's too many choices, but then again, sometimes some of it is a lot. I mean, there's a lot of schlock these days, but there are some gems here and there.
It's a weird era we live in. The streaming wars era sucks. There's definitely some good shows in it, but just as a whole, feels like we're guinea pigs. Definitely feel like guinea pigs.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 channels, more viewers, same thing. Yeah, that's why you'll never have anybody. No show will get the kind of numbers that the MASH finale got and stuff like that because there's no shows that can garner that kind of an audience.
Got a sad ending. Most watched. Let's see what it is. Most watched TV episode of all time.
It's still like the final episode of MASH, I think.
The Apollo 11 moon landing is that's not
that's not a regular series, yeah.
And then they're talking Super Bowl, but some of the most watched episodes of TV include number 1,
the MASH final episode, yeah.
Goodbye, Farewell, and Amen had 50.15 million viewers. That's next level, and that's why that show's goated. And then the Seinfeld series finale had 40.
That show is still one of those shows that you can go back and watch it. I mean, I enjoy watching MASH to this day. Now, granted, you watch some of it, and obviously the treatment, especially the treatment of the nurses, is dated severely. But I mean, there's a lot of social, aside from trying to champion, there is some championing here and there for women, but not nearly as much as it could have, considering
Margaret was prominent. Boss. At least she had her hint.
Was, but they kept the way that she treated her was inconsistent throughout the
Frank.
The show what happens is, like, early on, there's a lot of stuff where it's like she's a major, yes, but she's sexualized.
Of course,
she's made to be that. She's always going from one general to the next or whatever. Whereas, although later on, when in the later years on that show, they do try to do more stuff where she's trying to get the respect that she deserves and some of the other stuff. But overall, they don't do a good job of trying to.
I feel both like sad for a lot of people these days, as well as like excited for them to realize that women still act that way voluntarily.
Sure. But there's
I like how we pretend like it's not a thing anymore. Oh, women aren't sexual. Women don't like to sexualize. Like women
they obviously do. And just take a look at how many women are making money doing social media.
Yeah, not just that. Like
the way they do it, but
inside our community, when you like look at like Instagram, the collectors of all these risque, not safe for work covers, the ones that are sharing them out there are women collecting them.
No, but what I'm saying is the show when I was talking about MASH, I'm saying that, how they did a lot of stuff on that show of trying to especially when it come to racial stuff, they tried to
it was a pretty progressive show.
Yeah, progressive on that aspect. Whereas though they didn't do that as with the women is the thing I was saying is all. That's the bit that you don't know. I get it. And especially the era of when it was supposed to be taking place. Because even though it was a show from the 70s and 80s, it was a show that was supposed to be taking place in the Korean War during the 50s. So, there's definitely all that. But and I'm just saying is when you go back and watch it, some of that's the thing that probably stands out the most of it, where it shows like it's dated versus a lot of the rest of it that stands up still very well today. So that's all I'm saying.
So it's a science fiction made for TV movie, aka Apollo 11. And match for the number 1 and 2 spots. Yeah, the Apollo 11 had 150 million live viewers. Can you imagine? Rob, you were a young dude when that happened, weren't you? No, you were already old.
I wasn't born yet. The first landmark television event of my childhood was when the Challenger exploded.
Oh yeah, God dang, that's crazy.
I was in 6th grade when that happened. We used to.
We were close. I was in 8th grade when 9/11 happened. And I think that would be like the comparable thing. Obviously, the comparable.
That was the second. That'd be the second one for me. I was married then and getting ready to go off on our last trip before my son was born. My wife was 9 months pregnant, or I'm sorry, 7 months pregnant. 7 months.
I was say she didn't take no rest, did she?
Or 6.5, 7 months, something like that. So, but the shuttle, and I was like, we were watching, that we used to watch shuttle launches like fairly regularly in class, anyways. But then with this one, because it was a teacher on board, I mean, we were all the entire classroom was like they brought the TV into the classroom.
One of us.
They brought the TV into the classroom.
Yeah.
And we're all gathered around to watch it. Watch the shuttle explode into takeoff.
Was it just like silence? Like
it was.
Understand what you're looking at that point?
It was. And then I actually had flag duty at the school that week. So I got up.
Half-mast it?
Yeah, half staff. Yep. Because we weren't on a ship. So we had to half staff it.
I was thinking ship because like Izzy's got me over here with the Mayflower comment.
Right. My family wasn't even here then. My family didn't get here till 1630s. My goodness. The Berlin falling out.
There's so inappropriate jokes. You just made so many, you just teed me up, Rob. You're trying to get me canceled.
What, that my family was here in the 1630s? Hello.
They must have been tradespeople, Rob.
They were planters. They signed the colony. They signed a treaty with the Indians to establish a colony in New Haven and set up a farm. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you to your family for Thanksgiving. Then I appreciate that. It's a decent holiday.
Again, 100 years later,
where we celebrate conquering the lands. Isn't that what it's about? We celebrate.
We can directly blame Rob's ancestors now.
Yeah. Becker watched it too. His kindergarten teachers are crying. Steph, we're in the spirit of the holidays and being festive. We're talking about where were you for the first television catastrophe? For Rob, it was the Challenger. He was in 6th grade. For me, it was 9/11, 8th grade.
I got to say it. The Challenger was rolled out, while we're waiting for lunch, so we all can watch while we're waiting for lunch and everything. I remember that in grade school, but I got to say 9/11 has got to be the most shocking, shell shock thing that happened. Like, I was like glued to the news for 24 hours because I was thinking, like everyone else, I'm just waiting for another thing to hit.
Yeah.
Like, what else are they going to try to do? Like, I was scary.
Yeah, for that one, I was working in a television store at the time. So I was going around.
You
I was
see
turning.
it in every-
I would actually, well, when it was, because we're West Coast, so I was just opening up the store, turning on all the televisions as it started happening, as they're showing
Rob
it.
turns them all on, turns them right back off.
Wow.
So we're just like, oh, great. Well, this is great. So
Quick,
yeah, all
change
day.
the
So
channel.
all day long, we had every single TV in the store had that going, and obviously we didn't have a customer. I don't think all day. There wasn't anybody come around buying TVs that day, and so
Did you have
it
people
was
coming around looking at the TVs though?
I don't really remember. I just remember it was super slow day. It was
Okay.
it was also my last day before I was going on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, I was supposed to be my wife and I, my wife was pregnant with my oldest, and we were taking our last break, our last vacation together before those kids were born, because we knew then the next 20 years you're stuck, right? So we were getting ready to we were supposed to fly out of San Francisco to Vegas. We had like first class airfare, and then I had like a Jaguar rental car set up in Vegas, and we were staying at the Venetian in this giant suite and all this other stuff, trying to do real nice. And I just remember watching it and going like, oh, and then they're announcing that the airports are shut down. I'm like, oh, this sounds like this shit's going south real fast. So I said, well, but we still had like 2 days. I said, oh, the airports won't be closed for 2 days. Of course they were. So fortunately, we were able to get, refunds on airline tickets super easy. The airlines were like, oh yeah, here's your money back, no problem. I called the rental car to tell them, hey, I don't need a rental car. And they're like, oh, that's no problem, because people were renting anything they could to get out of towns because they couldn't fly. So they were able to do that. And then I called up the hotel, and we decided we were going to just drive to Vegas instead. And so they're like, oh, we can cancel your reservation. I said, no, I want to add days to my reservation. And they're like, oh, okay. And we were in Vegas like post 9/11 a couple days after. It was a ghost town. You walked, they were giving you every hotel was trying to get whoever was in town to stay to go to their hotels. So they were giving away show tickets that would normally cost you hundreds of dollars were being handed out for free on the streets or whatever. It was crazy.
Fascinating. That's really fascinating, because I think, like, who would want to go party after hearing all that? Who would want to go have fun?
The only people who were really there were
you feel
people.
like guilty.
It was mostly locals and people who were stuck there that couldn't get out, and or people who, like me, who were close enough that we drove in.
Wow.
Hey, Digger says his friend drove to Vegas at that time for his honeymoon.
So you were stuck at the Venetian for how long?
Oh, we weren't stuck there because we drove ourselves there, but we were at the Venetian for like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, I love the Venetian.
We had a suite that's bigger than my house is, I think. It was
I have done that like once.
2,000 square foot suite or something that had like that dining table that seats like 10. It's like,
you get opposite ends. Can you pass the salt?
the bedroom's massive. It's like.
I wonder if anyone will get that right.
I definitely know the bathroom is bigger than one of my kids' bedrooms. That's for sure. Might be bigger than my master bedroom in this place. Let's see.
I was in the Bay, Ontario. They were sending all flights there.
Oh yeah, reroute.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good morning. Nice to wear a comic-related shirt for us today. Little Wolverine action.
I figured I'd try my best.
Man.
Your own brand.
Good morning, Comics Embraced. Oh. Well, I know you've been bugging me, Mark, and I know that you knew that I got Max, so I did watch.
I sent Rob the promotion as soon as I saw the promotion. Like, bro, he's like, I've already done it. Chill.
So I did start watching Penguin. I think I'm.
I
think I've watched the first 5 episodes yesterday.
Welcome to the comic book community, Rob. We're glad you can make it. It's welcoming. It's warm. We got a guy here named DVH who will bung stuff for you. Whatever you need, welcome.
So, how much have you watched, Rob?
I think it's the first 5 episodes. I think it is.
Wow. And what do you think so far?
It's interesting.
What do you think of
I love
Colin
this
Farrell's
guy.
portrayal of the Penguin?
All right. What do you think of it so far in no less than 100 words? How about that?
Just answer my question.
It's a I definitely like some of the I like the whole mob stuff that they're doing on the working aspects of it. So
some of the I like the whole mob stuff.
Run with it, Rob.
Keep going.
I was just waiting for MJ to mute.
You're good.
I was playing it in the background. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, you're good.
No
Rob
worries.
just has to make a scene of everything. Go ahead,
No,
Rob.
it's not that. It's like I get confused when I hear myself on a delay.
We do too.
So I don't know. I definitely enjoyed it. It's interesting. I like some of the way the machinations of and manipulations of trying to make these things go on, but I haven't been blown away by it necessarily. But I think maybe again, this is another one of these situations where everybody's built it up so much, such that I'm going into it with a level of expectation that's that it's like some of the most amazing TV ever created.
It is a performance-based show.
Right. Which from that aspect, I mean, the performances are great. And I definitely like, some of the elements of the way these characters are being portrayed. Although the whole thing with Penguin and Vic, I mean,
it will serve its purpose, my friend.
It just seems like a really big leap here of faith for somebody who's that level within the mob to all of a sudden.
Which person is talking about?
He needed a right-hand man. He just grabbed one.
Well, to be fair, Penguin is at
Owed him
ground zero in the mob post Falcone's death.
Right.
Like he's nobody in the mob anymore, and that's what the show is exploring, is going from being somebody to being potentially nobody and trying to figure out where everyone's pining for power. Everyone.
Okay, Rob, the next episodes they won't disappoint.
Rob equals Ron.
Well, it's because he was called. He said it's my fault, Ron, and he's correcting himself that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's your fault, Rob, for not watching it when the rest of us did. Yeah, and dude, there's so much strength, and I've talked about this ever since we hit like the streaming wars. There's so much strength to following a show on a weekly basis versus binge watching it. Some things aren't made for binge watching. I mean, you can binge watch whatever you want, but when they're making these shows, they're taking into consideration the format of them. Just like with comic books, they're taking into consideration that they're writing, an issue by issue based story. So they want to have like the little hills in the storytelling to kind of complement that medium. And when you just binge through stuff, you don't get to sit with what you just saw. You don't get like really the concept of time
in the way digestive time.
Yeah, you don't get the real world digestive time, but you also don't get like the in story concept of time that's really being put forth in the storytelling. It all seems to happen in the course of this. And that seemed fast for somebody to go from just being picked up off of the street to all of a sudden doing this and being trusted with someone's mom and da 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 da. Well, not really, in a sense of necessity and lack of resources. And they've kind of like built that kind of a little bit, like to any level you could. MJ,
I'm not ignoring you.
No, I don't know what the etiquette of this is, to be fair. Like, I didn't want to.
Have you seen The Penguin?
I have, and I absolutely loved it.
Oh, did you hear that, Rob?
So,
again, I have not said that I dislike it at all.
well,
I just didn't come on here giving Colin Farrell a blowjob.
Well, you should glaze that man.
It's. I find. I mean, I'm a massive Colin Farrell fan.
Right now, please?
I can't believe it's him. I genuinely can't believe it's him. It's it.
Did you see the little snippet that got posted online in the past week with him thanking the cat?
It just doesn't look right.
It's got that uncanny valley to it. You're just like, what am I looking at? Oh, gross.
I'm very much with Rob. So I didn't like Vic in the beginning. I thought this is just like, trying to humanize the penguin a bit, but it like in the end, I really liked Vic.
Yeah. You
So-
know
You
when
watched the whole
when
thing?
I was
Sorry.
really sold? Like
Did you
when
watch the
get-
whole thing?
Sorry,
Did you watch the whole thing?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
there was a couple moments that really sells Vic along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't a big fan of the idea of like we were going to write this made up character and make him be one of our mains just for the sake of we need another character. Kind of like there's plenty of characters in lore already. Why are we wasting time not watching the lore to watch Vic? But there's a couple of moments that really put the character over, and one of them was when you get the intro with his backstory, just watching what he went through with the attack on the city, like that hit a little bit. But then the moment when him and Oz are sitting in the restaurant, he's attempting to order his food and he's trying to get the word out and he stutters. The waiter finishes it for him and Oz pops on the waiter. And then he kind of gives like Vic the dressing down, but really dressing him up. He's like, don't let people do that to you. And like, yeah, you gotta show them your worth and everything. And that's when it hit me like, all right, we're getting like a duality story here of Oz where he was and where he is. And we're going to watch the progression of Oz through two separate characters
and watch him be a mentor and see how he can mentor somebody kind of.
Yeah, but ultimately the way, okay, maybe I've seen all this stuff that you're talking about obviously thus far. To me, it just seemed like the character was inserted as a device because you needed to have the penguin talking to somebody because you can't have thought bubbles on TV.
And
so
1,000%.
and so you needed it. So it was
it
a reason for him to be able to
that's
talk
the same
out
reason
stuff,
why
so.
Disney princesses have small
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, but to that point, Rob, that's 1,000% correct. But where this show shines and where the power of writing at HBO really stands above the rest is it's not an insert. That was the utility of Vic, but it's not a simple insert. 1,000% of every second of this character on screen is serving a purpose. By the end of the show, that purpose is even more clear.
What I'm kind of interested to see now is because I'll finish it today. I'm curious, is this Dr. Rush? It seems like there's
Juice. You talking about Juice from Sons of Anarchy?
I didn't know. I don't watch Sons of Anarchy, so I don't know. But if you say so,
yeah, it's Juice.
I was sitting there and looked at it. There's something here with this character, or something just. So I'm curious to see where.
Did y'all get like the comparative vibes? Vic's whole origin is comparable to Jason Todd. Jack in the Wheels and the character finding him, and then Dr. Rush's whole vibe is comparable with Harley Quinn and the Joker. You have one of them's institutionalized, the other one's a doctor, and the doctor falls for the patient kind of thing.
I think Sophia is incredible, the actress as well. I think like that. I really, really believed that she was unhinged in certain parts, and I felt sorry for her.
Oh, it took me a while before all of a sudden dawned on me. I realized who she was, and realized that was the mother from How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother, yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I never really got into that show. I recognized her from Wolf of Wall Street. She was Leo's first wife in that movie before Margot.
Before Margot comes on the scene.
Yeah,
I recognized her from Madam's Next cosplay.
Did y'all notice like the performance in her eyes? Like we get her as Sophia.
You're muted, Madam, if you're trying to talk to us.
This checked out look in her eyes, but then in episode 4 we get to see her before she was institutionalized, and she doesn't have that. Yeah, she has life in her eyes. Just just like her stagnant face. She's
fabulous. I mean,
she emotes through her eyes.
That's the word. That's wild. MJ, what are you doing for Black Friday today? Do y'all have crazy sales today celebrating America's after Thanksgiving Day?
We do have like Black Friday.
America.
Do you guys have like Cyber Monday as well?
Yeah.
So we pretty much follow you guys, but we obviously don't celebrate Thanksgiving. So the shops don't really go crazy here because it's not really like a massive thing. We just get really good deals like with Amazon or whatever.
Do you guys have Halloween though?
Yeah, we have Halloween. Yeah.
So after Halloween, you roll right into Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Do y'all
That's
do
why we
Halloween
do it
on
here.
October 31st as well?
Yep.
Because I know,
We-
like Canada does Thanksgiving, but they just do it on a different.
You do it in October, I think, this year, right?
Rob,
Halloween's
why are you acting like I'm crazy?
because you're asking crazy questions.
No,
I didn't like Jesus was born on Halloween and everyone celebrates the same day. Like,
Jesus
I don't
wasn't
know.
born on
Actually
December
born in April,
25th either. So what?
Hey, that's sacrilegious.
It's not. It's a statement of fact. It was just chosen to be. They chose to celebrate the Son of God during the time which was previously the birth of the
Winter
Sun God.
solstice.
It was the pagan solstice, so they wanted to just overlay an existing holiday to make it easier for the masses.
Right, exactly.
Jesus was
Conversion.
most likely born, given who was born, he was most likely born in spring when the census was taken back then,
That's
which
right,
is a
in
historical
April.
fact of knowledge when the census was. So.
Right. So I'm not being sacrilegious. I'm just stating a fact.
Yeah, you're pretty much being blasphemous, but we'll let it go because it is rooted in fact. But whatever.
3 rosaries for you tonight.
It's not like I said the man didn't exist. I just simply said he wasn't born in December, for God's sakes.
But everyone loves a good winter party, so it's cool.
Whereas Halloween has always been,
All Hallows Eve.
All Hallows Eve, the day All Saints Day has always been October 31st. So.
I was hoping you'd go through this whole spiel for MJ to be like, "No, we do it in November."
It's just that a lot of places don't celebrate it the same way that America does. America really has taken Halloween, done what we do, which is commercialize the shit out of the motherfucker, and made it this giant thing. Whereas, and parts of other parts of the world are starting to get more and more of that, but it's still not to the same degree that we do here in the States.
Yeah, we do trick or treating. It's so when I was younger, I think it was like frowned upon almost as like begging because you're going knocking on random people's doors. But I think like the etiquette of it now in this country is if people have got decorations up, you go to those houses. But other houses that are switched all their lights off and cowering underneath their sofas, you don't go knock on those doors.
The thing in the
universal
States,
sign here.
what it's always been here is
you
you turn your front porch light on. Like if they got their house lights on and their front porch lights off, like leave them alone.
Yeah.
No Oddly enough, Romania not celebrating Halloween.
Well, that's because they don't have porch lights in Romania.
No,
damn communists.
I think they're actually just afraid of the real vampires and witches. Every day is Halloween when you have
lights.
when Transylvania is part of your country. Every day is Halloween.
Torches.
No, actually, most of Romania, I talked to my team. Most of them, unless you live like in Budapest or Cluj, there's most of it is a rural area. So you just trick or treating is just not possible. It's like you're not going. Hey, we're going to go walk for 3 miles, so we can get to the next door neighbor's house so we can ring one doorbell. Let me just go to the store and buy some candy. Thanks.
James, what do y'all do for St. Patrick's Day? Because I don't live in Ireland and we celebrate it because we have like a large Irish immigrant community.
Because America has
over here.
To a reason
and, so we throw down for St. Patty's Day. What do y'all do? You're a lot closer than we are.
So we if you obviously have got like an affinity to Ireland or whatever, because I'm 1/4 Irish myself, so but I don't really see my family from Ireland, so I don't really celebrate it. To be honest, I know
it's like not like a holiday that like
it's not like a national holiday or anything like that. It's like it's like we on the calendar it would be marked as St. Patrick's Day, but
do you drink
there'll be like
beer?
something. Sorry.
Do you drink green beer?
No. They might do it at pubs on that certain day, but I don't go out on St. Patrick's Day.
It's a very American thing. Again,
so James protests St. Patrick's Day. Okay, we understand.
Oh, no, I don't.
We got a protester here.
This is like another holiday like Cinco de Mayo that are much bigger here in America than they are in the countries that they're supposedly from, because we have done our thing and made them into party days and made them into any reason to commercial. Hey, why not? Let's find a reason to sell more greeting cards and sell more of something else.
Like the bank just wanted a day off. That's how we measure holidays. Are the banks open today?
Well, we don't, but we disguise it with different names, so we're not quite clear. Whereas the UK is very clear about it. They say this is spring bank holiday, this is midsummer bank holiday, and then the whole country takes the day off because the bank is taken off.
Yeah.
We got no money. We can't do anything.
Yeah.
Bonfire night is a big deal here.
Because I'm sitting there populate the global PTO or holiday calendar work, and I'm look holidays for all the different countries. And I'm like, Britain's the only one where it's like bank holiday, midsummer bank holiday.
My diet.
James, what is this?
So the bonfire night is I think it's the 5th of November. So basically
remember.
It's around you've all read V for Vendetta, right?
Of course.
So Guy Fawkes trying to blow up Parliament, he got caught obviously doing it. And every year since, we
celebrate a decorated terrorist.
So what we do is we have a big bonfire, and they put like a burning effigy of Guy Fawkes in the middle, and there's fireworks, and it's there's hot hot food and drink, and it's
crazy. Y'all literally celebrate an entire day for a terrorist.
Yeah,
so
they burn them in effigy though. So they celebrate the capture and they kill them again.
They kill them every year.
That's awful.
Talk about a deterrent. Do y'all hold all your state executions to November 5th so that you don't have to do this more than once a year?
Yeah. But yeah, that's the idea of it.
So if you're going to crime on November 6th. That way you get the most out of it.
You at least get 355 days.
Yeah,
or make sure you get caught at least on November 6th.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure you're 17 on November 6th.
That is wild. That would be like us. Like it's Bonfire Day. We're gonna celebrate the capture of Jeffrey Dahmer and make some statues of him and burn him.
Oh, God.
Like, what's the difference?
Oh, so we're having a barbecue for a guy who, that doesn't sound right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hearing. There's gonna be fireworks. We're
gonna take a cow and barbecue it in effigy.
Yeah.
It'll taste delicious though, and that's the true spirit of Dahmer.
I'm trying to think if there's any other crazy.
I was in the same room with Dahmer, right?
Oh.
I was in the same room with Jeffrey Dahmer.
You were in the same room?
Yes. Because when he was on trial in Milwaukee, I was in high school and I had a mock trial tournament, and we were allowed to go into the trial and watch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you probably appear in some news photos and stuff.
No, I don't know about that, but I just know I was in there, and he had bulletproof glass over everything,
No one told the people there that she's a female, she's safe.
Yeah.
That's very much a thing in this country. You can go and watch trials. Anyone can go in and pop in and view them. But we don't televise them like you guys do.
Do you have to bring your own wigs?
No, you can just, as long as you're respectful and you're quiet in the back of it, you're allowed in.
Yeah.
That's most courthouses here are public spaces, and you can go into as well too. Every once in a while, there's a closed trial for various different things, but for the most part, they're open to the public.
Yeah, you just can't take photos or film, or even you can't even draw pictures.
Yeah, then that's something that's actually in a little bit of this. That's something that's in a little bit of dispute here, depending on the courtroom, because there's different courtrooms. But the whole First Amendment we have here, it's supposed to allot people the right to be able to go in and videotape, because video and photos are protected under the First Amendment as long as it's like within your eyesight. You can't have like something on a pole and stuff. And people currently often contest being allowed to walk into a courtroom with a camera, being quiet, respectful, not like a big setup, you know what I mean? Just like personal space kind of thing. And the argument is like we're allowed to do this, and they don't want you because it's a distraction or whatever. But the whole thing's recorded anyways with camera systems that are inside the building, which you can then do a FOIA request and receive them. Yeah. But doing a FOIA request, you do have to like pay like X amount of money so that because you have to have a staff member go in and pull the video, compile it, save it onto something to give to you. But you can always FOIA request the trial footage yourself. But there are some closed hearings, which I don't think is I don't believe in closed hearings. There needs to be a level of transparency in all government, especially a courtroom.
Yeah, I think if you're under a certain age, you're not allowed to have your photos and stuff in the press.
Exactly.
So that's
fair. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. No. All
I
for
always enjoy the
Unless you're like
courtroom.
17 years old and you ate your parents, then that should be studied. What went wrong?
So I missed the beginning of the stream. Did you all have a good Thanksgiving?
I don't think we talked about it. We talked
No.
about Heroes Con tickets now.
Yeah.
Rob burnt the turkey, so his whole family's still hungry.
That's bullshit. That is complete and utter slander, and I'll have none of that.
Effigy of a turkey.
It's
Was
like
it
you
on?
put the knife in and all deflates,
Absolutely not.
Christine,
My
what was that?
fucking
Was
turkey
that in National
goddamn
Lampoon?
amazing. Matter of fact, I had some of it this morning. I couldn't help but get right into it this morning for breakfast. We had a nearly 22-pound bird, so that's about 9.5 kilos, and the damn thing was amazing. It just unfortunately took about an hour longer to cook than I had anticipated because the smoker was not getting up to the temperature I wanted to cook it. I had planned to cook at because the outside temperature was cooler than could have been. So anyways, it took a little bit longer, but ultimately it was still fabulous. So
Oh, nice.
Do you brine your turkey beforehand, Rob?
I do not. I put a dry rub. So I
Okay.
spatchcock,
Yeah, you
dry
did.
rub, and then I
Okay.
had a compound butter that I had made that I separate. I work the compound butter underneath the skin onto
Right.
the breast meat
Yep.
itself, but leaving the skin on, obviously. Yeah, there's some really interesting photos my wife took where my hand has disappeared underneath a, yeah.
While he's spatchcocking.
But
Yeah, it's always disgusting, but
the
always worth it.
and then we smoked it. I had separated the legs actually from the body, so that way because the body was obviously it was so big, it was going to take much longer to cook. So it smoked for about an hour and a half first, and then I put on no cheesecloth. I don't need cheesecloth. It just, like I said, just put the compound butter right underneath the skin, and then we just let it dry marinate in the fridge for about a day and a half. Before
really?
Then
BVH
I
also,
also
did you say you bung it in there?
yeah. Then I also inject. I have homemade turkey stock because I made a turkey 2 weeks prior, boiled down, made turkey stock. I inject the turkey stock into the breasts and legs and thighs of the turkey we're cooking as well too. So that way there's more juice and turkey fluid and stuff inside the meat. Get more flavor inside
make
there.
it extra juicy.
Yes,
and then very overtly sexual to me, but
Yeah,
so instead of brining it and asking the turkey to soak it in, I just physically inject it into the meat,
penetrate it
deeply.
So Rob's Thanksgiving clearly went good. How'd yours go, Steph?
I went okay. It was just easy hanging out. Just nothing special. I wasn't injecting turkeys with anything crazy, putting my hands underneath their skin and rubbing them with butter and
Compound butter.
So the opposite of Rob.
What kind of compound butter?
Homemade.
Oh, would you put in a thyme, garlic?
No. It's the same poultry rub that I use on the rest of the bird. It's a garlic and pepper based rub, and then just mix it.
Rob's making it part of. He just feels guilty saying he used Land O'Lakes on Thanksgiving.
Or fresh lemon peeled.
Well, the butter was not handmade butter. No, I didn't. I took a regular cube of butter from, I don't even know what brand it was. But
Land O'Lakes. It was definitely
you weren't
Land O'Lakes.
churning it?
No, I did not churn it. I didn't go milk the cow.
Mary Todd Lincoln over here churning butter.
No, but
not at all.
then of course, we had all the regular stuff, the stuffing, the mashed potatoes stuff, and a wonderful pecan pie. Fabulous. Pecan, yes.
I love how we Mark interjected and asked Madam how hers went, and now we're back to Rob.
Oh, Rob's going to talk about cooking to you.
Yeah, food is
good deflecting.
It's like an interlude, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a fat man and food. It happens.
This is Rob's wheelhouse.
What
The
did you
comics,
eat
the
last night?
comics behind him
Thanksgiving
are
is my
all
Super Bowl.
reprints, but barbecuing is his first love.
Yeah.
MJ,
Yeah,
what did you
I
eat
just
for dinner
worked.
last night?
What did I have for dinner last night?
Yes, when we're all eating turkey.
Chicken and bacon risotto.
Oh, you're a rebel.
Whoa. Well, that sounds bougie.
Did y'all make it at home or did you go out for a fancy risotto?
No, at home.
You made it at home?
No, I didn't make it. My wife did. But
He said, no,
Well,
not me.
kudos to your
I said I
wife.
ate it.
Risotto's a pain in the butt to make if you're going to make it right.
it takes ages for the.
It takes time.
It does. Yeah.
I've watched Gordon Ramsay cuss out so many people over risotto.
I
So
know.
kudos to her for getting it
Risotto.
done.
I love it when he takes the plate and he puts it upside down. He's like, "You're not supposed to do this."
I love Gordon Ramsay. I just worked and then I had a nice break in the middle of the day because we weren't open to the public. And I watched Silo. Season 2 is out. So I watched episode 1 and 2. I absolutely love that show. I'm gonna have to fuss at Stephanie at some point about that show. But then I went back to work and then hung out with the family for standard dinner. It was good.
Standard dinner.
Yeah, standard Thanksgiving dinner. We gathered
standard.
around the feast. Thank God for conquering the Americas, and then ate a bunch of ham and turkey.
There you go.
God love America.
Gotta love
How are you
America.
doing, Izzy?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
How was your gobble day?
We ate like at 9 o'clock.
In the morning?
No, PM.
So you're still full.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, I'm actually still feeling it now, but yeah, we were waiting for. My sister has this tendency of always being the late person in the group, so she takes forever to get to the house. So we're just waiting and waiting and waiting. So we have a table full of food. Everybody's there. Like my mom's there, my other sister's there. We're all here, and it's always her and her significant other. And they're because they go to another house and then they come here. Then they come to us, and it's like we're starving. And I didn't eat all day. Yes, like I had breakfast and that was about it. But it was good at the end.
Nice.
Sounds like you're ready to pass out about 7.
I was done. I was by the time because I host. So by the time everybody was gone, we were in bed like within 5 minutes.
You're like, it's just tomorrow.
That's how I
A
was.
shut-in house, and my wife had to work today, so I just dropped her off about a few minutes ago. So, yeah, fun
I
stuff.
had an idea for a pumpkin throwing contest for Thanksgiving, which I thought was a great idea.
If you're not
Is this Rob?
18 years or older, close your eyes.
Is this Rob?
He's defiling that turkey. Look at that thing.
That
Put
is
in
Rob.
gloves if you're not going to put a mask over that beard.
You know what
Rob,
I'm saying?
you're moving a little slow, Rob.
Man,
cut through
that thing is violated right there.
That thing is humongous.
It's a 22-pound bird, basically.
It
Yeah,
is humongous.
Well, it was a 22-pound bird.
I know what that looks like.
Oh man!
Taking out the backbone there.
Rob had bald eagle for Thanksgiving. Apparently.
That's completely legal to eat on Thanksgiving.
Imagine if that was a thing instead of the turkey.
Surprises.
Like that's the only time you can have eagle during Thanksgiving. How was everybody's Thanksgiving? I'm
What
pretty
is
sure.
that? What the hell is that? Oh, this is where you're splaying it out,
Backbone.
Rob?
yeah.
took
So
off
you're
the
removing the
backbone.
spine, so you can now.
Yeah. Splay it.
Scratch it.
I don't-
Spine removal.
Y'all just like to say cock. I don't know what that actually means.
Does Rob
It's
do
to
autopsies for
flatten
a
it
living?
out so it'll cook evenly instead of all.
Not for a living, just for a hobby.
Good stuff.
Wild. We gotta circle back around to Silo. When I mentioned that, MJ, you gave a little nod. Have you watched Silo?
I've watched season 1. You mentioned earlier about you don't like binge watching. I prefer to binge watch. I don't like waiting a week. Can't
Oh, that's
stand
fair.
it.
What'd you think of season 1? I was late to Silo, so I start when because I have Samsung, so I had to like go around about the way to get Apple TV.
Oh yeah, Apple TV, yeah.
When the MonsterVerse show came on, because I'm big
Godzilla.
kaiju Godzilla
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, so I watched that. I binged Ted Lasso, and Silo had been recommended to me by Austin LeMay like a handful of times because Rebecca Ferguson is in it, and I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And I started episode 1, and I literally watched that entire show like this, like the whole season, like just I couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
I couldn't look away. I needed answers. My imagination was going wild. My curiosity was peaked in a way it hadn't been peaked since Westworld season 1, and I loved every second of it. And,
Do you really want to know what I think about it?
please do.
I will be back in 1 minute. Somebody's at my door, so I'll
Do it.
I'll be back in 1 second.
We got a little teaser.
That's building suspense.
And that's how
I
silent.
bet you he's not going to give the review you want, Mark. I don't know.
Oh, that's fine. But
Back to
Madam,
Rob. Oh,
I haven't
yes.
talked-
Get
I
under
haven't
that
talked to
skin.
you.
Get it,
This
Rob.
is
Get
actually
it.
the video that convinced Mary to ask Rob out on their first date. Like, now that's amazing.
Look at that. Now that is something.
I'm not
That-
even
that's-
touching that joke.
That's definitely the video that convinced her. She was like, "What? You know how to do that? Woohoo!"
This man can
She's like,
scratch the hard
she's
to
just
reach
holding
buttons.
herself like this. She's just breathing in and out. So,
Steph don't know what to do. All right, back to Silo, Steph. How far have you gotten into it?
I did 2 episodes, I want to say, and 2 or 3. And I know the girl you're talking about. She's okay, you know. But I just I couldn't grab into it yet. I'm not like hooked, drawn in yet. Yeah.
It'll get you. That first episode absolutely got me with like the sheriff's wife going out and like what is it that like drove her to that level of obsession? Just I don't know, the whole thing just I think because it presents so many questions in a way that just struck me. I'm like, I need the answers.
Like, are we in an alternate reality right now?
Well, what it leaves you with wanting to know what the truth is. Like, what's the truth of this situation that all these people are in?
Right. It's a little like Lost in that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely loved it.
What's up, people? Mike, good morning.
All right, phase 3.
Ooh, this is the injection.
Jesus Christ, that's violent.
You're rough with that syringe, Rob.
You got to insert it into different spots so you get the spread out where the fluid is going.
I like the use of your left thumb right there.
No, put the hand after you pull the needle out, block the hole so the juices don't go squirting out. You got to give them a second to kind of soak into the.
Do you feel like if a turkey was hurt?
I really wish this was an audio.
Sometimes
I really wish this was just an audio show for the viewers. Just listening to Rob say all these things.
All that entire quart of stock got injected into that.
Now, Rob, I have a question for you about the injections. By injecting, aren't you creating a tiny hole which wasn't there beforehand, which could, in fact, release more juices than you had intended?
That's why he fingers the hole for it.
That's why I said there. Pulled up. The skin kind of closes up around it.
I'm not a car guy, but my service stability traction just went off.
What?
That means
Just
anything.
get out of the car, Izzy!
What are you saying?
Bail.
Get out
Like
quick!
my ABS turns off.
Okay.
Oh,
and
cool.
That's weird.
Yeah, are you driving a Ford?
I'm driving. No, not a Ford. I got a Traverse.
So it means right now you got regular braking instead of the anti-lock braking system is temporarily not working. So don't rely on it.
Well, I never do. I just drive.
Right.
It's an all-wheel drive.
That has nothing to do with braking.
Yeah, but I don't know what just happened.
Driving and braking are opposite things.
Hey, like I said, I'm not a car guy.
Yeah,
I
the
just
light,
drive it.
the ABS light should not be on.
Well, it's on now.
It's on, so yeah.
So
Hit the eject button.
Well, a lot of vehicles have a button for that. Well, some vehicles.
Well,
have a
that's
button.
what I'm looking for. I don't know if I accidentally hit a button or something like that. Oh, well, I still gotta get home somehow.
Yeah.
You see any smoke?
The same way you're getting there now. Nothing's changed. Just give yourself. You're old enough to probably have driven a car without anti-lock brakes.
Yeah, I've done.
I told y'all he burnt it.
That's what smoked. The skin looks like after it's smoked.
I told
Actually,
y'all.
Rob, that looks beautiful.
Nice mahogany.
Yes, I was gonna say bourbon-like color.
Yeah.
Looks like Jaws from James Bond is needed to crack into that.
Had
Do we get
beautiful
to see what it
smoke
looks
rings.
like when you slice into it?
Unfortunately, I did not. Because we were running late, I didn't. My family was next door. I didn't have anybody to take photos while I was cutting, so I didn't get to do the full
The carving. Oh.
the slices and the plating and everything else. But it was absolutely the smoke ring was beautiful. Everything was great.
Well, the outside turned out gorgeous. Good job.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Smoked over pecan.
I thought for a minute you would be frying your turkey for some reason.
Nope.
I thought you'd be brining it, then frying it, and then
I got 4 smokers.
Massaging
I got 4 smokers. I should use one of them.
Yes.
Service the biller's track.
What else? Do you smoke vegetables or anything that's not meat?
So I've smoked. I do when we do our big cookout. I do smoked portobello mushrooms for the vegetarians that come over as a meat substitute. And also
MJ, Rob's talking about cooking again.
Still,
Nothing's
yeah.
changed.
Except not Thanksgiving, because I was directly asked a question. So we'll smoke the portobello mushrooms over like applewood, but otherwise most vegetables you don't smoke. I'll grill them usually instead because you don't want that smoke flavor. Most vegetables don't taste good with a heavy smoke flavor added to them.
What about smoked grilled big chunks of watermelon? With some
Pause. All right, James, Silo.
Silo. Yes, I watched season 1. Really enjoyed the story, and I can't wait to watch season 2. But I'll have to wait. I love the ending of 1.
Yeah. So I'm limited because it's Apple and I'm a Samsung guy. And between season 1 and 2, Apple put out this thing where what I did was I just backdoored it. I can't download the app on my device because Apple doesn't allow it off platforming.
Did you have to install an APK? Did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't do that. I'm to the point where I'm about ready to. I've done that previously, but I just didn't. I haven't decided to do any of that with my newer phone. I just kept it all like above board kind of thing. But I just went on the internet, just on the regular internet on my phone. Don't use an app.
AppleTV.com.
Yeah, just go to AppleTV.com, and that's how I watched season 1. That's how I watched like a lot of Ted Lasso. But between season 1 ending and season 2 beginning, they've done something to update AppleTV.com, where you can get the landing page, and it can with the ad to start a free trial. But I'm a subscriber to it, and it recognizes when you're clicking on things. It lights up under your finger, but it doesn't move. It won't do anything. You can't open your profile. You can't go to the next page. So I looked into it, and they've limited it even more, where I can watch it on my smart TV, which is ironically a Samsung, because it'll allow you to download the television app on your TV. But other than that, I think it's just like a laptop maybe.
Oh, okay.
So I'm kind of limited with it being an R-rated show and me having kids in the house. Like my ability to watch it is like when I'm in bed kind of thing. Like
yeah.
Knock an episode out as I'm laying down, but can't do that now.
No, but it's great. It's a good show. Rebecca Ferguson is phenomenal.
Yeah. Hey, you say Ted Lasso.
Is Rebecca Ferguson? That's this lady in Dune.
Yeah, Dune, Mission Impossible, Life. Yeah, great actress. Something about her. She just has that X factor for me.
She has these eyes.
Yes.
It's the eyes of her. You know what I mean? Where it's like they're staring into something, or
like, are you looking through me? What are you looking at?
Yeah, she has that look in her.
Have any of y'all watched any of Dune Prophecy yet? Rob, obviously, no, you haven't.
Nope.
I enjoyed the first 2 episodes. The second one picked up the pace a little bit.
I haven't seen it yet. What I hear about Dune Prophecy is that you have to be into the lore to kind of, and not so much into the lore. You have to like know a little bit about Dune to know what's going on. It's not a new person. You can't be a new person watching it.
I'd say you can, but it's gonna, like a lot of new shows, you got to give yourself a couple of episodes
Yeah.
to get familiar with the people, places, and things. That way your brain can start like letting go of some of it and you're just like in it, if that makes sense. If you're
Yeah.
more familiar with like the great houses and some of, like you said, the lore, like as it's starting, you already kind of know some things, but it takes place 10,000 years before the birth of Paul Atreides or Timothy Chalamet's character. But a lot of the dynamic and the setup of the Imperium is still the same. But it definitely helped because the first one, even being familiar with a lot of the lore, it was still a lot of information, a lot of characters in a lot of different places, just with little pieces of those story arcs starting. So you don't really know where to put your focus yet. What am I supposed to be trying to keep up with? Because I can't keep up with all of this. You know what I mean? But by episode 2, like it kind of takes all of that introduction and starts lining it up for you, and you're like, okay, this is going to be dope. It's going to be real dope.
Yeah.
Speaking of really dope, Marcus, hello.
Hello, Marcus.
Hi. I'm not
Hi.
dope. I suck, actually, but thank you anyway. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Marcus.
Marcus is putting the I back in team. I see.
Fighting Illini, baby. Representing
What is that from?
Illinois, University of Illinois.
Okay.
Fighting Illini.
They really should put that in their motto. There is an I in team, and then the whole team walks out with eyes on.
I don't know if that works. I don't know if
With uniforms by Izod.
Yeah, exactly.
How we
Let's
doing
see.
this morning?
Doing good. First episode was good, but so many questions. Mark Strong is the current emperor, and he walks around with no protection, emperor of all the known galaxy, and no guard. To be fair, he's in his house. He's in his house when we've seen him so far. But
Is that
fair.
June, is it?
What is that?
Is that June prophecy, is it?
Yeah. House Carino is still like, you've seen the Dune movies?
I've watched the first one.
Oh,
I haven't seen the
God.
second one.
I tell everyone this who hasn't seen the second one. Like the first Dune Part 1 and 2 is the first book. The book is big enough that they split it in two. So with any like classical story arc, you know, you have the intro, the build up, and the finale. So Dune Part 2, you enter the movie in the build up and you only move toward the finale. It's so much more than the first movie, and it really complements it a lot. It's definitely a superior film to the first one, though. But you meet the Emperor in Dune Part 2 in the same great house. But Mark Strong is playing the Emperor of House Carino, well, the Emperor of the Imperium.
Mark Strong's been getting a lot of good roles lately. Wasn't he Salvador Maroni?
Yeah, he was Falcone in the Penguin.
Falcone in Penguin. Yeah, Maroni was what's his name?
Clancy Brown.
Yes, thank you. He's in jail right now.
That was a little oddball casting, in my opinion. I like Clancy Brown, but he just really didn't fit the mob boss role to me.
Clancy Brown is Clancy Brown. He's a legend, man.
He's always going to be Zim.
To me, he's always Luthor.
Let's see if we can convince John to come hang out with us.
John, come on in.
Johnny,
If he's a teacher, he shouldn't be in school.
Is it Clancy Brown? Or
Clancy Brown.
Clancy. He was in Lost. I'm sure that will entice John to come on.
I sent John the
so
link
much,
with the
man.
comment, join AF.
Yeah, he's done so much in his career, man.
Johnny, baby, come on!
Shots fired.
What did he say fuck me for?
That was actually the thing. Was when I was watching Penguin, my wife came running in when she heard Clancy Brown, and she's like, "Oh, is that Clancy Brown?" Yes, it is.
Yeah, he's always going to be Zim from Starship Troopers first and foremost to me. Then he's the stepdad in Pet Sematary.
He's the Kurgan.
Oh, the Kurgan. Not the Kurgan.
Highlander? Nobody? Jesus fucking
It's
Christ!
been so long since I watched Highlander.
Oh, if that's what it takes, John, you know we can talk Lost. You a Lost fan, MJ?
Am I a Lost fan?
Yeah.
I 100% love it.
I watched Lost.
I will never watch Lost.
Oh,
I'm with
I
you,
came
Mark.
in. I didn't watch Lost. I came late to the show.
Marcus, is this another Game of Thrones scenario for you with Lost?
Yes.
Fair
No,
enough.
except for I haven't watched a single episode of Lost, but I just and I've heard people push back, and if you disagree, that's fine. But my read of that show is it doesn't. I like shows where you can see the beginning or you can see the end right there in the beginning, meaning the writer knows what they're doing, they know where they're going, and it makes things endlessly rewatchable. My understanding with Lost is they never knew where they were going, and they don't even tie up most of the
They definitely did.
the stuff.
Yeah,
It
they
is
I'm not
they
interested.
just meandered out.
think-
I have no
they
interest in
meandered out
something
the
like that.
distance and didn't know where they were going.
I think the problem with Lost was that it was ahead of its time in the sense that it was a show that should have really have came out years later and had shorter episodes because it was based off of the 23 episode thing that they used to do back then on TV series. So it hurt from that. It could have been a lot better from shorter episodes.
I thought it
He
paid
had
off
a
though
good
with the
time.
character
I think
development.
everyone wanted to watch them.
It's all about the characters.
But when
What's
you get
that,
the
MJ?
feeling like they didn't even know where the story was going either, then you're kind of like,
I think they were lost and lost.
Yeah,
I'm with MJ
But
on
I'm
the
kind of like who's
MJ on
running
the
the country? You know, who's
character
writing this
payoff
thing?
though. With the large cast that they had and the way that they formatted and structured the show was pretty smart in a lot of ways, especially earlier on when you would spend an episode with a character and then the next week you would spend an episode in the same time span with a different group of characters elsewhere at times, and that definitely paid off a lot. It made you really have to really want to come back that next week because now it's been 2 weeks since you checked in with Sawyer or Cade or whoever.
Yeah, and with like the flashbacks
Sawyer.
and
I
stuff,
forgot about
I thought
Sawyer.
that was really good at the time.
We got into Desmond's flashbacks. I'm like,
Oh.
brother.
Whatever happened to Sawyer?
In real life, he got killed in Mission Impossible 3. It was rough.
Yeah, that's the last time we saw him.
He didn't last long.
We got aliens flying over our capital. Is this live news? Uh-oh.
What?
Yeah, man. God, don't get me started, Marcus.
Hello. What else are we gonna get started on? What is it? I honestly don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, I don't know what you're looking at, but 2 weeks ago,
Aliens flying over our capital?
like 2 weeks ago now, we had the second congressional hearings on UAPs, which is just the modern word for UFOs. They did the first hearings in I think it was July, but
I saw those hearings.
not only did they confirm that in this process that the government is aware of UAPs, but in the second hearing, they confirmed.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right, with the financial records that there are military men and women that are being paid medical expenses for the harm that they received while working on recovery efforts for downed UAPs. They had to confirm. They confirmed that we have recovered UAPs, and also that military personnel were injured in the recovery of UAPs and have been on medical pay leave since.
And
To
that
clarify, though, but not
engineering
necessarily.
what we find.
But it's important to note that UAPs are not necessarily of alien origin.
Exactly.
Yeah, did not.
Is
say
that what they
alien.
changed the name?
They
He didn't say.
basically
You said it. He
like
was just
it was.
clarifying.
They changed the name because of just I think the stigma attached to it, or
Yeah.
maybe I don't know, it was really the culture that changed the name. It wasn't the government that changed the name. It's just the government using the culture language because there's whole online research people and conventions for this stuff and everything, and they've just changed it to aerial phenomenon because you have things like orbs that are a big
Be
deal.
more
and stuff.
inclusive.
You have the Tic Tac objects.
Frickin' DEI.
You have things that have been recorded now that don't fit
The
the
government had to
definition
get
of
woke.
I watched the whole congressional thing too, Mark. And from what I gleaned from what we could understand, is that there's definitely something out there, and it's not our enemies. We think it's otherworldly, but we're not to rule out it could be computerized or something too. Like we don't know much about computers. Maybe it's an advanced computer, something, And also that they're trans. They will go into the water. The UAPs or whatever, they'll go into the water in the Pacific. Rob, I'd be worried. And then they might have
Not worried at all.
They're gonna get you, Rob. It's just a matter of time.
They're going to show up to Rob's place like, oh, that turkey's been burned. I'm out of here.
That's why I made plenty of food.
Well, how about those aliens? Shout out. I, for one, welcome our new overlords.
Thank you.
I appreciate our overlord finally revealing themselves. What is going on, DJ?
He's looking for a position of power.
Yeah, let me in, guys.
Yeah, for me, in all sincerity, the most interesting part of the most recent hearings was how much that they weren't able to disclose an open hearing, because they would answer the question, do you have recordings of this? Like, yes, we do. We have them with us right now. Can we see them? Not an open session, but I'll be happy to show you in closed doors. That's just because, like, and realistically, we're monitoring in places that, like, we can't openly admit we're monitoring over other countries and stuff like that. So where there's that leads me to believe like we're talking about like high tech stuff more than otherworldly stuff. You know what I'm saying? So,
well,
like,
we're not saying
it doesn't mean alien.
Want our
but
enemies to know what we know.
Yeah, it doesn't mean alien. It just means like something that's potentially really cool. Like, think how long we had the stealth bomber in operation before the public knew about it. It was like 30 years. The stealth bomber was up there flying around doing missions in secret and stuff.
So after you heard the congressional hearing, that's what you think it is? It's all man-made stuff?
No, not at all. I'm saying some of it sounds interesting because they confirmed that, like, they literally confirmed straight up, said yes to the fact that we have recovered UAPs and reverse engineered them to create what we're operating with today. They confirmed that. They straight up said yes to that.
Yeah.
That what we recovered, we reverse engineered to make our stockpile. That's that. They said it straightforward. Like, no having to translate.
And they said, do you have biologics from past crash sites?
They have
and
recovered biologics.
Yep, we have biologics.
Yeah, but that could mean anything. Biologic is such a open word. It could mean anything.
Yeah, agreed. But it also means they have recovered biologics, which that alone is like, that's interesting.
Yeah, but that could mean a lot of things that aren't that interesting.
Ultimately,
I think the majority of it.
Ultimately, I think it's going to be very uninteresting, and I almost want to lean in the sense that this is just a way that the government is trying to justify black book spending, because like there's always going to be projects that are getting funded that you can't be open and honest about for security reasons and this and that, and with certain things that are going on now and people coming in that are going to be looking at books, you have a new set of people coming in with questions, wanting answers, and I think they might be trying to set groundwork for potential audits that are coming, to be honest with you.
Well,
I have a couple of biologics living in my house. Not impressed. Happy birthday to one of your biologics too. I know it's been a few days now, but John's old. Your kid is officially as old as my kid now.
Kyle says his grandmother helped design the B-52 stealth bomber.
I won't believe him unless I hear it out of his mouth.
Kyle, you got big shoes to fill. What have you done?
But can his grandmother roller skate? Kyle can.
Like a boss.
Like a boss.
Why doesn't MJ have an avatar? I don't like it. Put something up there. Put your logo up or something.
Yeah, you got to be a little more professional than that.
Yeah, what is that? What is this? Mickey Mouse Hour? What's going on?
Marcus, what's your plan for today?
Madam, come on. And at least you have an S, though. What was the question?
What's your plan for the super sale day? Black Friday's today. You're not targeting anything, going after any of these great deals on outdated electronics or anything?
I gave all my money to my wife, so I'm broke.
Just hope she comes
That's
home.
That's a good philosophy, Marcus.
Yeah, I'm out of money. Wah, wah.
Well, at least you
gambling, though.
Hey, at least you already got your Scarlet Witch statue.
Boom, important stuff, right?
Yeah.
I didn't need that thing at all, but I do love that I bought it.
Now that it's there, it looks great.
It sits right next to my the Riddler statue. Do you remember when I showed that $10 Riddler?
The other one you had no clue why you needed
Scarlet
it.
Witch statue? I'd love to see it, Marcus.
You want to see the Scarlet Witch?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's one of my cosplays. I like it.
Rock Chalk, Jayhawk, Illinois. Mix it and match.
Nice flannels. Can you make them big, Mark?
Oh, wow.
Oh, she's like the new Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, dude, I love it so much. I'm a huge fan of Scarlet. Shout out West Coast Avengers. Those are my homies. Excited
Did
for
you
the new
pick it up?
series.
Did you pick it up?
I have
Wow.
not picked my books up yet, but yes, it's on my pull
I love the
list.
crystals in the background. That really makes it cool.
I need a good Vision one now to put next to her. And here's the other one I bought. I don't even like the Batman. I thought I almost fell asleep in the Batman. It was super boring.
I actually don't like that Riddler.
But I don't like it either, but it was $10, guys. I couldn't leave it sitting.
Yeah, that's why it was $10.
It would have been financially irresponsible not to buy it.
Right, facts, dude. It would have been like, what kind of loser leaves this sitting there for $10?
You see, I watched the movie several times. I like the movie. I just don't like that Riddler.
I think
I think Paul Dano is great.
Here, but I thought the movie was incredibly boring and about an hour and a half too long.
Yes, it was a little too long. I'll agree to that.
Go ahead, Mark. Do your thing.
Like, oh, the flood. Oh, now we got this.
Good.
Oh, no, y'all are discrediting yourself with every word. You don't need my help.
There it is. I knew you had to give me something. I wasn't going to just slide by.
I was waiting on Izzy to finish digging his own grave.
Oh, please. I'm digging how much I'm going to spend now.
I'm not even joking. I watched the Batmobile scene again last night while I was at Thanksgiving dinner with my daughter because she was we were talking about shows and everything, and she was talking about Twilight Batman. That's what she calls them. She loved it. But
oh, that's cool. I think that was awesome.
Kyle, did you know that we're all turning on our cameras today?
Yeah, I'll get it on eventually.
And that's so cool about your grandmother. That's amazing.
Creator
Yeah.
of E-Girl Gamer Fuel?
Part of
What?
history.
You want some E-Girl Gamer Fuel?
What?
E-Girl Gamer Fuel. It's an energy drink.
Oh, okay.
Keep you gaming.
Is that like Prime?
Yeah. Except when we open the can, it does like an ooh woo sound.
Interesting. How do I purchase this?
I don't know. I haven't made it yet.
Oh, damn.
Is it only for girls?
Damn it.
What, you got a patent in it or something?
It's patent
Good.
pending.
But do you have to be an e-girl to drink it?
No. It's supposed to have. It's like a e-girl attractant.
Oh, God.
Attractant, huh?
So this is the problem with all-wheel drive. Once it goes bad, you have to fix it.
Are you stuck, Izzy?
I'm not stuck. It's my all-wheel drive went bad. Traction control. So I made a turn. I sensed something, and now I'm out. And last time this happened was several years ago. I remember now.
So first your ABS went out. Now your traction control's gone out?
Yep.
Yeah,
I know what it. I already.
They're kind of tied together, Rob.
Yeah.
No, there's, again,
lot
your
of
drive wheels and your braking are different things.
Okay,
I
slash
understand.
But there are, in this particular case, they're related.
Those electronic systems, for whatever reason, are often tied together. Your anti-lock braking system and traction control system are both vehicle safety features that work together to improve stability in modern
Okay,
vehicles.
fair enough.
Yep.
The computer system, yeah, okay. So you gave yourself a virus. Good.
Because of the electronic
Yeah,
aspect of the car, it's a snowball effect.
Yeah, and it's an all-wheel drive as opposed to a four-wheel drive. And with
Why are
an
you
all-wheel
driving a
drive,
car with no traction control?
because it just happened.
Ah, okay.
Izzy's gonna have to pick up
Not because I did it on purpose.
Izzy's gonna have to go get another car to finish his Ubering today.
I don't know. No, so I have to take it to the shop, and I know last time it cost me like $400 to fix something like this.
Okay, read chat. What the frick is a B-52 stealth bomber? The B-2. B-2. I might have misspoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Spirit.
B-52 Mitchell is a complete.
The B-52 is the old school one, isn't it?
B-52, isn't that
It's
Ben?
the old school
thing.
bomber.
The B-52 bombers,
B-52.
the rock band.
Or the B.
I wouldn't call them a rock band.
I'm sorry, the B-52 is the
Yeah, the Stratofortress.
Stratofortress.
That's an old school gen. Yeah.
Well, it's the current. It's
I might have misspoke, but yeah, the Spirit is the one I was talking about. The super cool stealth one.
It's the Stratofortress is the long range nuclear delivery system we use today. It's been in service for over 50 years. So
I would call them more of an alternative band.
From the 70s, I think.
Early 80s. They were from the 80s.
Oh, you're talking about the B-52s, the band.
Yeah.
Famously did Love Shack and Rock Lobster.
The B2
Rome,
the B2
man.
bomber.
I love that song, Rome. Rome's a great song.
Which one, Kyle?
The B2 bomber. I
Tell
literally
us about that. That's a
mistyped
pretty
it.
cool story.
Well,
Rome, if you want to.
She worked for JPL. In what is that, Pasadena? And yeah, we just I don't know.
Man, get that John guy out of here, dude.
There he is.
That's really
He comes
cool.
on right away showing his show.
I know.
Well,
I
apparently,
thought that
Fred, you're the only
blaster.
one that wasn't lost.
I got a cat from
Good
Adam.
catch.
I have classified like documents in
Can
our
you-
attic.
I'd love to see them.
That seems
But
right.
no, they're at my dad's house.
Oh yeah.
They're in your attic, but they're not at your attic. Got it.
Good
Yeah,
morning
yeah.
to John's Comics with Kids and Cat.
What is
Hey, look who's there. I told you it was on.
AKA John Saget, AKA John AF, AKA John Advance Forward. We got to get all
Advance
the
forward.
We're going to advance this man forward for sure.
Well, I didn't want to wake anybody up in my house. So I had
Dude,
to
I
sneak
love
out to
how
the
that's
garage.
become like synonymous with your name now. Like you're AF now, dude.
Straight up. Yeah.
This
dude.
community is cool, and I love it.
Well, thanks to Marcus. He tried to get John Saget to land, but it never did.
Yeah, that one should have landed, though.
What is up, gentlemen and lady?
Living the
Man,
dream.
You're looking young this morning, John.
I'm feeling tired.
No. Everyone looks tired after a full day of eating
I was
turkey.
gonna say a lot of food, a lot of cooking, a lot of food.
Ooh, I'm excited about the leftovers. You just reminded me, baby.
You know what we do, Marcus? To
Already
make
did
sure we
that
have
this
extra
morning.
leftovers. Is we don't host Thanksgiving, but we do a second Thanksgiving at our house just so that we can have
Nice.
all the leftovers.
You
Nice.
see, that's why I do the pre-Thanksgiving is to have some leftovers ahead of time. Now,
There it
then
is.
I host Thanksgiving, so I have more Thanksgiving.
Oh crap! That's a
Does
whole other
anybody
layer.
do? Does anyone do the test Thanksgiving before?
Yeah,
the
that's what I did.
Thanksgiving?
That's what I did 2 weeks before. That's how I
Two
get
weeks?
that. 2
Okay.
weeks before I do the pre-game turkey, which
Okay.
to cook to make sure that I've got my technique ready, and of course that gives me the carcass I need to boil down the turkey stock to inject
From the
into
first
the
batch. Okay. Yep.
inject into the Thanksgiving
Mhm.
turkey. That's right.
Gotcha.
And then we also, because turkeys are cheap right now, we picked up 2 other turkeys because you get like the free turkey when you buy $150 of groceries. Keep them in the freezer so we can bust them out a little bit later on down the road. Because most of the year,
freezer. You got like a walk-in freezer or something?
no, but I have but like most homeowners, I have more than one freezer.
I only have one freezer.
I only have one freezer.
Okay,
I have
now,
one freezer too, and
He
it's
said
pretty
most
small.
homeowners.
But then
American
again, I'm not a
Like
homeowner.
that meme
American
of, like,
homeowners.
you know,
I'm an American homeowner. I have
Look.
one freezer.
Look, when you buy,
Right,
when you have your indoor kitchen refrigerator freezer, and when you
Right.
replace it, you take that when you move it into the garage.
Yes.
And
You have
you
a
put
garage?
yes. So
No,
that way
Ryan,
you
we
have,
Must be nice.
you have additional capacity. Yes, it is. It's
Right.
fabulous.
We
I-
did
that's-
that originally.
I want to come to a point in my life where I have 2 freezers.
2 freezers, 2 fridges,
MJ,
plus,
tell us
I
about
actually
your
wanted
garage.
freezer.
plus
Like, really-
let's be bougie, super bougie, plus the 52 bottle wine fridge.
Oh, yeah. Now you're talking. That's like you're the 1% there.
You're one up on me,
Yeah,
Rob. I
Rob.
wish I had a bougie
3%.
wine.
3%.
Rob's the problem. Hashtag Rob's the problem.
Mark, did you?
Hashtag first world
So the
problems.
term "Rob's fat sack" had nothing to do with comics.
No.
Correct.
I was asking MJ, do you have a garage?
It had to do with household appliances.
I'm in it. This is it.
Oh, you're in your garage.
I converted it.
See,
Nice.
Legends. I got 2 freezers in the garage and 1 fridge freeze combo. See, that's
Oh wait! You just said now you have 2 freezers in the garage?
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
So you're a three freezer person.
Look, depending on what you're doing. If you're buying,
One for the
sometimes, you know,
family, one for the leftovers, and one for the bodies.
well,
I
but
don't
look, if
envy
you
the
depending upon the
electrical
amount of,
bill
it
because
depends
that's
on
a
what you're
lot of
buying.
draw.
If you're buying meat in bulk and
Yeah.
stuff, it's a great way. Or if you're a hunter or any of these other things, this is
Yeah, you get venison or
perfectly
something. Yeah.
solid, good reason for having that type of stuff, that kind of storage capacity, man.
Yeah. I wish I had a deep freezer in my garage.
And it's
And I
Mark,
wish-
it's not
I
the
also wish I
bodies.
had them-
Yeah, it's just one for deer, one for
Generator.
beef, and the other for the catch-all. Yeah, see.
I hope that everyone starts posting their secondary freezers today. I think that'd be a good Black Friday theme.
But to be fair to Rob, so we have what we call an American fridge freezer in our kitchen,
Oh, the big one.
which is the big double door.
Yeah, yeah, not like the
so
European ones.
what-
And you
we're
really
in the
call
process
it an
of-
American refrigerator?
Well,
we
you
call
gotta
it an
understand,
American
Our normal
the standard
fridge,
European
freezer-
refrigerator is about 2/3 the size
Yeah.
of an American
They're
refrigerator.
still
I
rationing
think
after
he's
the
saying
war
that if
over
it's
there.
offensively large, it's just American.
Yeah, that's exactly the case. Tom. Exactly.
It's like
It's-
the California.
It's a
California
By
It's
thing that-
offensively, you
American.
meant awesomely.
It's the difference between like a 20-something cubic foot versus a 13 cubic foot.
But,
I mean,
but you are
it's not
right.
wrong.
You are right, Rob, because we're in the process of selling our house, and we've found a house that has an integrated fridge freezer in the kitchen. So we were like, "What are we going to do with our fridge freezer?" And I went, "Let's put it in the garage. We're going to have 2 freezers."
Yeah, you can put when meats are special,
Wait,
especially you can put
what is
more in
it?
the freezer.
What
You
did
can also have a
call it?
place to keep your beer cold.
You make a big tray
you
of
know,
something.
when
You
friends,
can't
family
fit it in
come
your
over.
fridge.
I know that
you
that's
take
more
things.
American to have cold beer, but whatever.
Could you say garage again, MJ? How did you say that word? again?
Garage.
Sounds like
Where you-
carriage.
Weirdos.
Where-
Learn how to say words.
It's where you park
Okay,
your
here,
carriage.
pronounce it with me. Ready, MJ? It's called car hole.
Car hole.
There you go. Very good.
Yeah, it's a hole for your car.
Yes, car hole.
Here's the one.
Isn't
that'll
it a
mess you up,
garage?
Marcus.
It's a carriage
No,
house.
it's a garage. It
It's
should
a
be
garage?
pronounced- it
Garage.
should be.
Get it right.
pronounced-
Garage.
What's
yeah.
a garage?
It's where he
correct
keeps his
pronunciation.
aluminum.
Is that where the freezers go?
No, it's where in the garage is where he keeps all his aluminum.
We just said
Ah.
garage.
Oh,
Okay, guys, I'm going. I parked.
it's nice speaking to
Alright.
you. Okay.
Bye, Izzy. Have a good one.
Later, Izzy.
Have fun fixing your
in,
car.
in Canada.
Oh, I
it's a
gotta
car.
call a mechanic now. So
Yeah,
the rest
Izzy,
will
Izzy,
be
before
fun.
you go, how's the
broke
New
down?
York Yankees sketch coming along?
Oh, I'll be sending a few things out soon.
So is it done then?
So I was gonna hold it out until I got the books. If you want me to hold it out.
No. No, I'm fine. I'm just wondering, did you put New York in it, or were you nice and you?
Oh, I'm doing something special.
Make sure that you go to a different mechanic because obviously this last one didn't work out.
No, the last one worked out. That was years ago.
Yeah, but the same
the pro-
problem happened.
Yeah, but that's an ABS. That's not an ABS problem. It's a all-wheel drive problem.
Okay.
So I'm not for the future. I'm not planning to buy an all-wheel drive car. I'd rather drive a four-wheel drive because if this happened in the four-wheel drive, I just shift it to two wheels and not worry about it. But because it's all-wheel, it wants to do it.
Got it.
So that's the problem.
So you need to have the ability to switch between 2-wheel and 4-wheel.
Exactly. So that's the difference between all-wheel versus four-wheel.
Gotcha. Okay.
All-wheel means that it's always on. And when it goes bad, then you have to fix it because what you have to do is when you change gears, it does that kind of like push and pull feeling. And
It's
that's
fucking terrifying for that to go bad. Jesus.
Yeah. You ever have a car, when it's changing gears on an all-wheel drive? Not an all-wheel drive, but you ever had a car when you go changing gears, you feel it, especially like in a manual drive?
No, because I have a CVT.
I'm so confused. There's like homeowners and car owners. I don't know what any of those things are.
Hey, if I've experienced in the past, that's how I know about it. That's the only way I know about it because I'm not a car guy either. I live in the city. We hardly drive, but I'm always in the car.
Unless you're Izzy, in which case you're always driving.
Yeah. I got to move from one side to the other. That's what most of us do. Anyway, I got to go.
All right.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, guys. Take
Yeah,
it easy.
I never understood
Yeah.
this car shutting off its stoplights and cutting back on this new feature. That's crazy to me.
Isn't that
Supposed
crazy?
to
My
save
car does that.
gasoline.
I know.
It's supposed to be saving fuel.
When you say that's a new feature,
Yes,
how new are we talking?
probably in the last like 5 years or so.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought we had something ahead of you. Then I thought,
New-ish.
hello.
Iron Man is here.
And the Iron Patriot. Hello, Finn.
Oh.
I'm in my Iron Man PJs and I have two Iron Man masks. I have this
Nice.
like the new version
Hmm.
and
That's
the
cool.
old version that Daddy's wearing.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's awesome.
I can put that on. And pick it up.
That looks
That's cool.
awesome. I
So
love
let's
the way
go.
it looks blue inside.
Do you have that in your one, Mark?
No, this one doesn't open.
Ah,
This one is not as cool.
This one's way newer than this one.
It's
This
way
one's
cool.
older than he is.
Everybody
I-
knows that.
I say
Everybody
that
knows that
with-
Iron Man had better tech than Iron Patriot. Come on.
Yeah, this is just the Mark II. What is it, Mark? Nutcracker today.
You keep
Going to see the Nutcracker tonight.
Oh, fun. That's
I'm
awesome.
sorry.
Oh my god, Monkey is so energetic this morning.
Yeah, she's pumped. She just remembered the Nutcrackers today.
This is at
She's
least a
she's a
professional
little
version.
ballerina, so we went last year, but now she's in like her second year of ballet and stuff.
Oh, so it's
she's-
still community stuff. Okay, I'm sorry.
she's like so much more hyped for it.
I remember my youngest doing that. By year 6 of the Nutcracker, I was.
She's not in the Nutcracker. Like,
Oh,
the people
okay.
that put it on is like a way more legit thing than she's doing. She's like, no, this ain't her doing it. It's just going as paying audience members to go sit and watch the Nutcracker.
Got it.
Exactly, that's the one.
I feel like Rob had some horrible flashback there.
Yeah, every time I hear the freaking Nutcracker suite, I was always so many, because the kids would do like, they'd have like 6 shows, and they'd have 2 different casts, and so each cast did like 3 shows or something over the period of time. And so, as the parent, you're there for every single one. And it's like, oh my god, it's just like for year after year. It's like, oh, I'm done with the Nutcracker. So done.
So done.
But what are you gonna do?
Are you triggered by those soldier nutcrackers that you see during the holidays?
No, more triggered by like sugar plum fairies and marzipan and
ballet shoes.
whatever other roles the kid used to be. I don't remember. But anyways, hey,
All right, you guys want to take off?
Are you? What are you
I'm
taking
gonna
off?
take off. I gotta start my day. I'm gonna start sculpting, doing some stuff.
What are you
Anything good?
sculpting today? I'm sure it's naked, whatever it is.
Of course it is. Hold on.
Yes.
I'm hoping that StreamYard do like a Black Friday.
They've already announced it.
Yeah, but it was really odd. It was like I clicked on it and there was nothing there to be able to. It said like you got to go view it within your log in and view it in your portal. I went there and there's nothing there.
Yeah.
I followed Marcus's lead and went and haggled with him just privately.
Yeah, when I left, they tried to haggle with me, but it was still too much.
Mine is still. I just looked at it the other day. It's still the same price I've been invoiced the last 3 years.
Madam, you missed a big chunk right in the center of this one.
You know why?
Because it's Iron Man.
In the drawing I did for this the other day, I have a bunch of birds and a complete circle going through his chest.
Oh.
So that's what's going to be going through his chest is a bunch of birds flying through, making a circle over his head.
That would hurt. That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Very Prometheus.
sorry.
or Prometheus-esque. I don't know.
I've probably got about 10 minutes before I've got to do the school run, so that's
All
okay.
right.
What time is it where you're at?
Nearly 2:30.
What time did you say?
2:30, nearly. 20 past 2.
Well, I'm gonna get out and try to do a little bit of Black Friday shopping. I try to hit the one store every year. I go to this place called Dead Media. They only deal in like old merch, like books, toys, like old school gaming, movies and stuff. But I typically try to go buy stuff just to sit on for a long time and use it as giveaways and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
What an accurate name for a store, Dead Media.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark, can you make me big real quick and then I'll get out of here.
Yep.
Okay,
Still going with that one, huh?
No,
So
she's
cool.
I have put so many hours into her.
I know you've been on stream doing a lot of them.
I know. But she's almost
So
done. Look at how
fantastic.
intricate she is now.
That's good, that is. Pretty good.
So she was going to be like Poison Ivy,
Yeah.
you know, but she could be Eve, you know, from the Garden of Eden. I have a rattlesnake over here.
Do you leave
That's
them
so
as they
awesome.
are, or do you paint them, or?
This will be bronze, hopefully. I'll probably get
Okay.
a resin made first. And then hopefully I'll be able to sell a lot of them. And then this is the sketch of the one I just showed you. So you can see the birds flying through the chest.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
See? So
You have any active like work pieces you're working on?
no, but you know something, Mark. I'm looking at commissions and stuff, but because I don't have any commissions right now, I'm able to pour myself into making stuff like this, which isn't replicating somebody's face, which I normally do. But it's more like, you know, I get to make my own art, you know, it's more of a surreal artist kind of thing, you know.
Super fair.
So it's more enjoyable.
This is where your creativity shines.
Oh yeah.
That was a question.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it looks awesome. It really does.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you.
I'm excited.
Guys,
It
prior
really got
support.
me excited when you announced that you're donating it to Comics Curing Cancer 2025. That was super sweet of you.
You keep it up, and that Batman, the Batman bas relief, the low relief one.
What are you gonna sculpt some tits on Batman? What are you gonna do to make it better than that?
Oh, it's that Batman 423, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
I'm
happened with that one?
What about it?
Where is that Batman 423?
It's right here. I can bring it up.
Was that a commission
We'll
or?
circle back around to that.
No, it was more peer pressure.
I'm
than
just
a
gonna
commission.
bring you over there.
What's up, Ruby G?
Let's see.
I get a tour of the house here.
Whole
Yeah.
mansion. You definitely have 3 freezers.
There's
I
sculptures
don't. I
everywhere.
have two.
There's literally sculptures everywhere. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes,
So there's sculptures.
Oh, there's the bats.
This is the one with birds coming out of her hair, pulling on her hair, coming out of her chest, and then there's the Batman.
Can you get closer to it?
Sure. It's not quite finished yet. I'm still unhappy with the M.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah. So, but I wasn't planning on making that bronzer. I was just gonna make some resins.
Yeah,
You know, I could definitely, you know, that should be pretty cheap. So,
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Well, the M should look like bat wings.
Good morning, Justin. How are you today?
all right, Justin's in. Hi, Justin. How are you?
I think you're
He's got
muted.
no sound, I don't think.
Sorry, I didn't realize
There
that.
you
It's
are.
good.
Okay. I about to say the suspense was killing us. We're like, how is Justin? We can't.
Gotta read my lips.
Yeah. What's new with you?
Nothing much. Got the last of the comics in So that video will be uploaded on the 1st of the month.
Nice. Do you have a big family thing for Thanksgiving?
It's the 1st of the month. Get up.
What?
You have a big shindig family thing for Thanksgiving?
We did.
Asking
Excellent.
everybody, are you taking advantage of any Black Friday deals today?
No. Maybe if I get lucky, I'll get some on Amazon, but I kind of already did my shopping for the month. And
yeah, I've been
there's
on
never
Amazon
usually a
for the
whole
past
lot
30
Black
minutes
Friday
looking
week.
for a freezer.
Mark is now starting to judge all life based on how many refrigerators and freezers people own.
Hey, I see
I'm
Joe's in the
judging.
chat. Joe, that was so nice of you to say. I'm working on
I'm
a
judging
sketch.
all life by how they say garage.
Garage.
I'm just trying to think. How is it? So if it's spelled, how do you say rage?
Don't you dare argue this. How dare
No,
you?
let's do this. This is always a fun game.
No, no. I'm just trying to think how this is gonna work. How would you say GA as in like as a word?
GA.
Yeah,
You're trying to speak logic to Marcus. You're not gonna win.
How do you say gas? Gas.
I like that we have John here for this.
I absolutely came back on for this because I'm here for the garage carriage thing.
Well, I got a good one for you. I'm gonna throw it up on the. How do you say that word, John? That I just threw up on the screen.
Well, that's the one because obviously the striped animal should be zebra.
Yeah, I agree.
It
It's
shouldn't
zebra.
be zebra. It's not. There's no long
Correct.
E in that word.
Because there's two consonants between those vowels. So yeah.
You go for
but here's your.
English doesn't make any sense.
It's just like my name is not pronounced properly in English.
So,
If you follow English grammar, my name is Robert.
Robert.
No, English doesn't make understand or doesn't.
But when it comes to garage, though, you got to remember you have 3 vowels, 2 consonants. So whenever you have that, the rules get tweaked. So
Garage.
You want to say garage.
Whoa,
Garage.
dude,
Whoa,
we don't know that
whoa.
about the Raj.
Whoa, come on.
We don't need to
Rob,
judge it.
You,
I don't know
you
that
said
we don't
it.
need
I don't know how you did it, but you did. I don't know how you did it.
Wow, Rob. Okay, fine.
I'm gonna start calling them
Guys,
gay rages.
Rob is a man of a different time. Give him some slack.
I'm saying that
sounds a
you
lot
wouldn't.
more violent
I'm
with
saying is
gay
you don't
rage.
pronounce it. You don't pronounce it that way using the phonetics of English, right?
I'm gonna go head down
But
to
what
the gay
about a
rage.
horse-drawn
It is from now on a gay
I'm
rage.
not touching garages everywhere.
Well, if in carriage,
I'm gonna say that to my
carriage, you go
wife.
back-
I
you
can't
have-
wait for her reaction. I can't wait to see how she looks at me when I say it.
But when you say
That's
carriage,
we're in the clear. We're in the
when you're
clear.
talking carriage, you have double consonants and you have an IG. So why would you call it How do you pronounce it again?
I can't
Garage?
even remember now because I just like
Our work here is done.
it's garage.
Garage?
There
Yeah,
we
why would the A be pronounced that way?
Do you guys have the music genre of garage?
Garage
we have
rock?
garage band.
Garage music.
Rock,
You
punk.
got- I don't know.
I love
rage.
gay rage. Gay rage music is probably my favorite.
Gay rage against the machine.
Oh my god.
Oh,
It doesn't get any better than gay
Oh,
rage.
you
remember.
I would
It's a real
listen.
genre.
Somebody clip that one and release it, baby. Let's go.
That's all you, Marcus.
No, you
have
gotta
my
pull your
express
own weight
permission
around
to
here.
do it.
I'm
All
only
right,
I'm doing
guys.
it.
I love you. I'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Bye.
You know, what really got me, and I don't know how many people, because down here in the South, people just talk. They don't really care too much about like the proper way of saying things. I'm living proof of that. But one word that I do say correctly is often.
Hashtag
I
facts.
don't enunciate the T often because I don't know. I was younger when a teacher, for
say it
whatever
either way.
reason, had a conversation about like how words have evolved. I had to have been in like 4th or 5th grade when it had to be 4th. My 5th grade teacher sucked, and it wasn't her fault. She was like, My mom was a teacher at that school, so I knew a lot about the teachers' personal lives because I would see him in and out of school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was aware she was going through like a nasty divorce and this and that. So I don't hold it against her, but I was shortchanged in 5th grade. I truly believe that. I wasn't uneducated, but my 4th grade teacher, Miss Dahlheimer, was phenomenal, like phenomenal. And I remember her so well and so many things I learned in there. So it's probably her class where she talked about how the T in often is not pronounced, and it comes from the original word off.
I say
it is pronounced often.
Yeah, I think it's just you, Mark.
No, it's not.
No, it's an
I always
American.
thought
It's
it
an
was-
American thing where we've lost a lot of the T's. So like a word like water, we say water. It's all of a sudden
No,
the
we
T's
don't.
start becoming.
Who says
You listen to-
water?
You listen to
I
American.
say
They say
water.
All right,
water.
real quick, I'm gonna make John big so he can
They
actually
don't
get,
say,
get
they
that
don't
word
say
out.
like
John
the
speaks
British
a lot of
people say
sense.
water, right?
What?
They pronounce the hard T in water.
The hard T, huh?
Americans start dropping the T's on a
I
lot
absolutely
of things
drink
and turning them
water.
into D's all the time. I just
Well,
heard
look
a D out of you.
at the. Literally, people will say, "I go to duh" instead
Duh,
of the.
yeah.
That's
A
because
lot of
they're
T's in
morons.
American like English become D's.
That's because they have too many gay rages.
How many people you know
Whatever.
that say butter with like a D sound? Butter. I
That's
put
true.
butter on.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I
real
agree.
quick. Let me interject because I think it's interesting that I pointed out
right,
that a
actually.
teacher left a long-lasting imprint on me by going through the history of language and talking about why the T is not pronounced, and everyone's knee-jerk reaction was to say "nuh-uh" without any proof or thought whatsoever. That blows my mind. We are
I just say
very-
often.
You can
I
say
don't
it both
say often.
ways. I was
we
taught the
all,
same
we
thing.
all have the accumulated knowledge of our entire species in the palm of our hand, and you could have easily just checked yourself. But that's the proper pronunciation of the word for those that were fucking wondering.
So Mark's rebuttal is look it up.
Are you going to play it so we can hear it?
I don't know if it'll play. I'll hit it.
Often.
Often.
Often, yeah. huh.
Well, I bet you if I did that on my computer,
Do it.
I was gonna say.
often.
Oh, let's
No,
do
but
it.
is
Yeah.
Do it.
But
Google knows where you
I've
are.
actually
Oh,
got an
because
American
because
VPN
you
on
have
it.
American
It
pronunciation.
does have
Change
American. Change it.
the
Yeah.
drop down
Go back
Where's
up
the-
and change that right there.
right above the yeah. You go
British.
British.
Let's see. No, let's get weird.
Win.
Often the same exact.
Boom.
Look at MJ. Hold on. Look at him. His mind's
James,
blown.
that take that. Did he freeze on it?
No,
I don't
the
think
perfect
I don't
green.
think often is the hill you want to die on. I literally say often.
Often.
Wait till I teach all about salmon.
Oh, man.
Soul man.
Salmon.
I'm not ready for that. It's too early in the morning.
Yeah, Esteban, just listen to some gay rage music. Get it out. of
Oh
your
my!
system.
Oh my gosh!
It always calms my soul for sure. Gay
So
rage.
MJ, you were today years old when you learned that.
What? Learn what?
That there's you don't pronounce the T in often.
No, because when I go on to Google for the pronunciation, it starts with an O, not an A.
Yeah, I just switched it. It starts with an O, then you have FN, no T pronunciation. I just switched to British, and it's the same thing.
Yeah, just switched. It has the A for F because that's phonetically how you.
Yeah, it changed the A to an O, and then it's FN, but the T is still silent in Britain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot of words
You
like
can
that.
say it either way, though.
Yeah,
really.
so I'm going to say often from now on, just because I feel bad.
The pronunciations
I
aren't the big
hope
thing to
MJ
me.
will be
The one thing that a teacher ruined for me, and I've complained about it all the time to this day, is my 5th grade teacher really decided to drive home the idea of the difference between can I and may I. And so every time anybody would say, "Can I go to the bath?" Well, I certainly hope you can.
Yeah.
But and as soon as you start to get up, you go, where are you going? Going to the bathroom. You didn't ask if you could. You just asked if you had if you had permission.
You had
just
the
asked
ability.
The ability to. And so,
So
to
you
this day,
share a
to this
trauma with Mark.
to this day, every time somebody asks me if can I do something, I'm always, I certainly hope so. You know, it's like, oh, you mean may I? Oh, yeah, it's such a fun. And I always have to. I even did it to the doctor the other day, as the doctor's office, and he asked something about that, and I was like, I had to apologize and say, I'm sorry. I had a 5th grade teacher traumatize me to this day about can I and may I.
I want to introduce a new
you
one,
it?
which is my pet peeve. which is the word irregardless a word?
I don't think it is. Not. I think it might have becoming a word, but irregardless isn't. It's just regardless.
Exactly.
I don't
But
know that I've ever used it
I
either
get
way.
into arguments all the time where people insist that irregardless is a word, and if you look it up, it's in the freaking dictionary.
It's not a word.
Oh, if it's in the dictionary, then I guess it is a word.
But it makes me so mad because why would you say
dictionary's not
irregardless when you can just say regardless? It triggers the fuck out of me.
Well, there's a couple of things that have been added for context, just like how John was pointing out how like just like different things just become something because it's words they're just utilities, you know, like, and as long as we agree on the use and the meaning of them, you can use them as a utility. So if people in large
long
mass
as we
start saying
agree.
irregardless and they know what each other means, it's now formed a utility.
Yeah, but for me, I find it annoying because it's just like it seems like you're trying to sound smart when you could just say regardless, and so it annoys. Like you could just say regardless, man.
Regardless of what you're saying.
I don't see why you'd get so like upset about it though. Like the dictionary is not the tell-all. Like the most recent word that's in the dictionary was like shitification.
Like spatchcock.
No, spatchcocking for.
We're after today, gay rage is going to be the new word.
Same. Sledge 75th, absolutely the same, and I'm trying to break my daughter from it before I have to put her in jail.
And to the can and may thing, that's something that as a kid annoys you when you get corrected on. And then I found that I went through this like long phase of never thinking about it. And then once you have kids, you find yourself naturally, like when they ask, I'm like, I don't know, can you? And even last night when we were cleaning up Thanksgiving dinner, I'm folding up a table that we got out for the kids to eat on, and Pops is like, hey, do you want to wipe that down before you put it up? And I just go, no. And I just keep moving. And he looked at me all crazy. I'm like, I mean, I don't want to clean shit, big guy.
I did that. My we were next door at my in-laws, and she asks, she's laying out all these desserts. She's got the pumpkin pie, a pecan pie, brownies, ice cream, all these other, and she's like, oh, you know, what are your options for dessert or something? She means to say, what do you want for dessert? But she says, what are your options for dessert? I said, well, it looks like I have my options are pumpkin pie, pecan pie, ice cream, cookies, and brownies.
And now you're the asshole in that situation.
So she goes, oh, so you want all of them? I said, no, that's not what you asked. You asked what my options are, and based on what's on the table, these are the options before me.
Yeah.
And she goes, okay, fair point. What would you like? Sorry to be a literal ass, but you know, unfortunately,
I started.
Are you sure about that?
Look, I blame it on the fact that oftentimes because I work in contract law or with contracts all the time, and it's what you say and what you put down is very important. It doesn't matter what you mean; it only matters what you say. And so, from that aspect, I tend to be very literal on a lot of those things, and I have to apologize to my family. Has learned to deal with it. It's the jerk I am.
I'm the same jerk. Honestly, I'm the same jerk. I can't.
I've legitimately started using the word figuratively on a daily basis just to correct my daughters. Like that was figuratively the most awesome thing I've ever seen.
Taking literally out the house.
And it's also like the thing, you know, the thing is like I don't like to use absolutes. So I'm always saying, people ask me, and I'm always most likely, should be, most, you know, and I'll call, but will, you know, it's like, look, I don't use absolutes except to say that I never use absolutes.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Well, no, because I was a damn salesman, and I always liked, back in my prior history, and I always like to leave yourself an out.
CYA, as they say.
Yeah, you always said an out that way. I said, well, I said it most likely. I didn't say it absolutely was. I mean,
yeah, I like absolutes. I can say like you're wrong.
And you would be, but
and I figuratively died right there.
Sledge 75th. I swear I was waiting for my chance to bring this one up, Sledge. This is another one of mine. When people say I can care, because I'm excited, Kyle.
When
people say I could care less, it upsets me. It should be I could.
Well, maybe, no, I actually can care less.
Well, that's not what they're saying when they say that.
I have that ability, just a little bit less.
Yeah,
I can care less.
Right, I'm gonna have to love you and leave you guys, but I really appreciate the opportunity of coming on here. Really.
Well, we appreciate you coming on and joining us.
Man.
Later. You have a lovely gay race.
Any Friday, we're always here.
No, I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.
Later, MJ.
He did.
He's
have
going
a
out
great-
immediately to buy another fridge.
As he should.
But that's
He can put
another
it-
one of my
he
stupid pet peeves. I have.
He can go put it in his car hole.
Yeah, that's fair.
You got a lot of pet peeves, Marcus. I'm impressed.
I don't have a
Yeah.
lot. I named 2. That's not a lot.
You
All that
should-
gay
you should-
rage is coming out of you.
You should you should unpack a lot of these and talk to somebody about them.
Thank you.
And I like that you're willing to highlight how selfish you are with your shirt. That's really impressive. It's just a big eye. It's about me, you jackasses.
It's all about me.
It's very Colonel Blake of you. Would you like to put a fishing hat on?
There's no I in team, but there's hella an I on Marcus.
Did you say
Well,
actually-
I know you don't know
I do.
sports, but it's actually the Fighting Illini in Illinois. Okay, they play a game called football. I'll tell you about it sometime.
They play many sports, actually.
It's the
Marcus,
the
but
football where you don't really use your.
I got to
feet.
keep it
That one.
baby steps, Rob. Baby steps.
I think they're better known for their basketball than their football. But
Yeah.
They're more
Well,
likely to get
when
in the
I
way.
was a fan of them, they had people like Simeon Rice, and they were pretty good. So that's many years ago, though. Nobody even knows who Simeon Rice is anymore. I bet.
I know. I remember.
No.
My cousin went to Illinois, so.
I'm more of like a brown rice kind of person.
Yeah, that's
I'm
good.
with Kyle.
Jasmine.
But do you simmer the rice?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, Word Crimes is a fabulous song. Yes.
I'm not surprised, Esteban, that you're part of the problem. I'm not surprised.
Well, actually, there's a famous thing where you shoot out team, spread out team. There is an I in team. It's just in the A hole. It's like when you look at the letter A, there's a lowercase. You can make a lowercase I within the A in the negative space, and so they say you're an A hole if you have an I in team.
Was there a layover on that flight? You really took a long way to get there.
I know it was much better when it's on. It's a visual thing, and I'm trying to. I'll just
90's
cancel
got
myself. Never mind.
I knew you got me 90. Thank you, brother.
Sorry. Are we supposed to be sharing what you're sharing, Mark, or are we taking it down now? Oh, that's a pronunciation thing. Sorry, I
Yeah, that was breaking everyone's hearts and minds this morning.
got it.
Took us down through there.
There you are. And
So
I'm sad this week. Not a lot of comics this week, but
I
Yeah,
feel
read
like
my-
it was a great week, man. Like
I only bought 2, I think. Yeah.
that's crazy. What?
I picked-
Oh,
I
no,
picked-
that makes sense. You're on you don't count, John, but the new Justice League is out.
I
Yeah.
bought that.
And that's that beautiful 1 in 50. Like I was legitimately mad that such a big release book for DC. Been years, literally years since we've had a Justice League ongoing title because the Death of Justice League gimmick. And they come out, and you know how, like, variants are a big deal. The variants for this release were trash. Like there's a ratio variant where it's just the back of the heroes, like just their backs and the watchtower up in the sky. Like they're not very bombastic or superhero-esque. I mean, you got a good A cover, Dan Moore, and it matches all the other number ones that have come out with the white background with the logo. So that I get that. Then you had like a Jim Lee one with them just staring, 90s family photo. And then you had a Howard Porter homage that was pretty cool, but kind of random with the character choices. It was just weird. Like
Yeah.
I had to buy a 1 in 50 because I wanted more than one copy just because. This was
I was surprised that with something like Dan Mora doing art, like that's a must buy for me. Like Dan Mora does interior art, and I buy that book.
Yeah, he's are you picking up Superman in that case?
Is he doing that too? Crap, I don't know that I have room for 2
Well,
Dan
dude,
Mora.
I'm not
books. Damn
going
it.
to ask you to pull Superman because I know how like you try to keep it moderate and everything, but please, even if you just do it digital, please read this book from this week. I've been telling everyone since it came out. This is the one that came out this week, issue number 20. even if you do not pull Superman, if you don't keep up with the Superman, single issue read this, just one off this story, this
Okay.
issue. You will not be let down.
Who's writing at this point?
Oh, Joshua Williamson. Like,
Okay, because I stopped after Kennedy finished
Action.
Phil Kennedy Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah, when he finished
when I
Action
fell
is when
off.
they shifted over to Williamson on Superman and the next creatives on Action. They've kind of been doing a rotating thing. Like Jason Aaron did a 3-issue arc, and then Gail Simone did a 3-issue arc. Then we stepped into the Absolute or the Brainiac storyline, the House of Brainiac, which was damn good. And it was kind of just going through, like, part 1 was in Superman, part 2 was in Action, and so forth. And then we got the Absolute Power. Now we're out of that, and Action is being written by Mark Wade right now, and they're doing it weekly.
Oh, he's a busy guy these days.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's not good. Like, you know, I'm a
he-
Superman stan. I'm very biased, but it's not good.
Does that mean he's not on World's Finest anymore?
What? Are you
He is on World
serious?
Finest.
He's got 3 ongoings on DC a month.
And one of them comes out 4 times a month.
Oh shit!
So
No
what I'm
wonder
thinking,
he's spread so thin.
yeah, I feel like they're mailing in Action, and whenever they shift the title to weekly like that for a story, it's
Yeah.
because they're trying to get the numbering timed up with something they're planning. Like we can like triple the release number in 3 months and get it lined up for a relaunch, a rebranding, a landmark issue to coincide with the release of the movie.
It's Superman's birthday and it's issue number, and it lines up
Exactly.
a bunch
I
of
think
zeros.
because there's already rumors coming out that they're going to restart Batman and Superman, the main titles. And I think they're going to do that to coincide with the release of the movie, so that while all this great marketing is happening for this movie, people going in comic stores can see in issue number 1, which is smart, which is from a marketing standpoint.
It's the Marvel method.
Yeah. Which is crazy because, like, Superman doesn't get restarted often at all.
No.
And it's only on issue 20. Like, World's Finest has more issues than.
I've been enjoying the World's Finest Wade and Mora stuff. I've got all the hardcovers for that. It's been great.
What storyline are you on?
They've done. I think
They've done
they're
the Devil
about to
Nazar.
publish. They've done the first 3 storylines in hardcover, so I don't think they've done the 4th one yet in a hardcover.
So you've done the Devil Nazar, you've done the Amazo.
Yeah.
That was so solid, wasn't it?
Was good. Yeah.
So
Again,
good.
I love just Dan Mora. He draws them so well. It was kind of like when Jim Lee came over and started drawing stuff for, Hush, where you were like, oh, okay, this is really the Batman universe the way I want to see it drawn. I was like,
And
such great
that's
art.
when they're going to relaunch Batman. You have Chip Zdarsky agreed to stay on for a little bit longer to get Batman to the next creative team, which is Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee returning to do
nice.
Hush 2. And they're not doing it as a standalone. We always talk about, why is there another Batman title? They're taking Hush 2 and just moving it into the main Batman story. So if you pull Batman, you're already there.
Because that's how they did Hush 1.
It is. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. It's just do these stories in there, like this Batman Full Moon, which is a great story.
I've been reading that. The Rodney Barnes, right?
Yeah. So why wouldn't you just like, oh, dude, this story's great, Rodney. We're going to publish it between issue this and that of the normal Batman run.
Yeah. No, I like the Full Moon. It's a cool idea. I just don't know that I feel like the art is a little bit weak for me. I don't love it. It's not. I feel like they should have gotten Jason Sean Alexander, and they couldn't afford him, so they got somebody else.
Is that who was working with him on the
on Philadelphia?
Philadelphia, yeah. I still haven't read that, but I still hear you speak highly of it.
The art is just really mind-blowingly cool. But yeah, so I don't know the guy. It's Sepik. Subic is doing the art on that one.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Let's see, which was right, Horrible on Purpose. Oh
yeah, Mark Wade is, dude. I credit the guy. He seems like he has a big heart and big emotions when it comes to political stuff, and he's vocal about them, but he doesn't let it bleed into his work. You don't see his politics in his work at all. Like if something amazing is going on in his opinion with politics, his characters still act the same way. If something horrible is happening in his opinion in politics, his characters are still being written the same way. He keeps it out of it, which is impressive for somebody who's clearly that vocal or invested in politics, but post-election, he put out a post saying that, 100% Sledge. He put out a post that said that after this election, I don't know how I can write superheroes anymore. I just don't feel hopeful or this or that. But it was kind of generic. But that wasn't the craziest thing he ever put out. And he's posted, and he's still done phenomenal work. So
I mean, I loved his Daredevil run with Chris Samney. It was always really one of my favorites. Yeah, it was really cool.
I'm a big fan of people being able to voice their opinion and leave it at that. Like that, you're entitled
You
to
ain't gotta care what everybody thinks, right? Let people think what they think. Geez.
Yeah, dude. Like that's why I think it's important to support Mark Waid's work, because he's one of the best comic writers of our lifetime, all of our lifetime, and he's writing books that are still unaffected by his he's doing what everyone says, like leave your politics out of it. He does. Let him have his opinions, let him do what he wants to do, and support him for doing it the right way. If you want to support him. I'm not saying you have to, but that's exactly what people ask people to do when he does it.
I feel like when he's paired with a really talented writer, like or artist, I mean, like he's
Mora,
Dan Mora or Chris
Salmon.
Samney, he really creates something special. So I've tried to read a lot of his stuff. Didn't he do an earlier Justice League run way back in the day too? Didn't he do one? I could have sworn. I don't think this is the first time he's written the team.
He's been on almost anything at this point.
I mean, he's got one of those like careers. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, he's he's made some crazy posts. Oh my god! Like
I usually don't follow the creators or the artists online.
I don't know
But
if I
that's how you
follow
keep
him
up
or
on the
not.
news of whatever
Not
they're
enough
making.
comes to myself, but there's been two or three of his posts that have made actual headlines in like on different resources. Because on the that crazy political day in July with the Pew Pew incident, he was one of the celebrities that, well, I'd consider him a celebrity. He is in our realm. He went online and stated that he wished the shooter wouldn't have missed. He made one of those, which that to me is crazy.
Yeah,
like
it's pretty rough.
that's crazy. Like how that doesn't like affect your workplace opinion of you. I don't know when so much less than that has for so many people. But there it is. His JLA year one with Kitson. There it is.
Okay.
That was a good book.
And Mark Waid's post made it to national news twice. It's kind of like Brad Meltzer. He's like, he works in like the university systems and stuff, or he's constantly on college campuses doing like commemorative speeches and stuff like that. And he's pretty vocal, but you don't see it in his work.
Brother John, send me your mailing address. I'm going to send that stuff out today.
Mark is trying to get those Black Friday deals on shipping.
Do they have deals on that? Because one of them's going to actual Dracula in Canada, so I could use a deal.
Oof. Yeah, Canada shipping's no joke. Although hold off for now, because obviously their
Ship
postal
UPS.
workers are all on strike right now.
It's just
Why
why
you ship
there, right?
You ship, it'll get held, but
It'll get held, yeah.
yeah, ship it UPS.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe I'll do that because I've got that box that's going to TM Nerdy. I've got to ship.
Yeah,
out,
if you
but
ship
I was
UPS
waiting.
If you ship UPS or FedEx, the private carriers are still working. It's only the postal service that's down. And the difference, depending upon your box size and stuff, if it's over 4 pounds, it's definitely going to be cheaper than if you sent it via mail, typically.
Oh, nice.
Into Canada.
It's just a slab.
If it's a slab, then it'll probably be about the same.
No, this is definitely
the last package I just sent. I sent a package to Canada just the other day that was like winnings from Only Slabs or something.
You sent it via Elk?
No, I sent it via UPS. and it cost, the difference in cost between U.S. mail
Reindeer
and UPS was like $1 something. So
yeah, this one's gonna be more than 4 pounds.
Yeah, you definitely want to send that UPS.
Just get a Sharpie and write on the side under 4 pounds.
Yeah, I swear.
Trust me, bro. You have to write bro.
The only thing is like when you ship to if you're shipping to Canada, sometimes like there's a UPS saver option that comes up. You don't want to select that. If you do, it doesn't include any customs clearance, and so your person you're shipping to will then have to go down and pay customs clearance as well as everything else. If you spend a couple dollars more on the expedited then it includes the customs clearance.
So okay, they'll do the expedited shipping. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a UPS store like walking distance for me, so I
Yeah.
can walk over and do it. Thanks for
Yeah,
the
well,
great
except
advice.
that it's going to cost you a lot more if you go to the UPS store than if you do some like pirate ship or something, because you're going to pay retail rates at the UPS store versus on if you use pirate ship or something like that, then you're going to get like 70% discount on your
Are you
rate.
familiar with Pirate Ship or Stamps.com, John? There's websites where if you just go to these websites to print your label out, it's ridiculously cheaper. Like even standard flat rate USPS stuff is super cheaper, and it'll show you the different carrier options.
Yeah, but see, I haven't had a working printer in my house in a whole long time, so it's like
neither do I.
So that doesn't work for me.
Oh well, that just sucks to be you then.
I just don't ship enough to do that, so it's like not really functional.
I need a pirate.
You don't print out
the money, y'all.
ever?
There's poor people
No, I print
around.
stuff out. I mean, I can print stuff at work. Whenever I'm at work, I print stuff.
Oh, so you use
Standing
your
herself
school,
with the
the
stacks of
school
cash.
district's supplies for your own personal.
Well, I
Got
mean,
it.
not for printing, not for shipping stuff. I just go to the regular.
It's all right.
post
It's not like, hey, it's okay. It's not like the school doesn't force you to use your own personal shit for their function, their stuff.
No, I don't ship enough stuff to do that. I just go straight into post office and ship there.
Okay, well, you're paying too much. The amount of money you could have saved, you would have saved. You could have bought a printer.
Or paid off the printer that I bought so that I could.
Yeah, because a printer's an inkjet printer's like fucking like $70 or something like
Caroline,
that. Right?
what is up?
I came to talk about. No, I'm just kidding.
Do it. Unleash. Tell us about your gay rage.
Caroline, my star.
I want to talk about Dune.
Prophecy or the shows? Okay, the movie, the show.
The Prophecy. Yeah.
The Prophecy.
I think you and Mark are the only ones on the panel that have seen both.
Yeah.
But Rob just got HBO.
Who's Rob? Which one? Fat Stacks? Oh, you would like it, Rob.
Probably not. I'm not really a fan of the Dune stuff.
You wouldn't like it.
Rob's like the Ebenezer Scrooge of Fridays.
What the hell?
No, that's Marcus.
Fuck you, Becker.
Is it because you haven't talked a lot? Is that why he's saying that?
Probably.
I didn't. The dog's knocking over there.
Y'all.
All right. I will say, Mark, that I had much more enjoyment out of Absolute Wonder Woman issue 2 than I did out of issue 1.
Yeah, dude, it was super solid. Please just take it with you, Finn.
I enjoyed it. I didn't like the art as much as I did in issue 1. I feel like the faces were a little weird in issue 2.
Well, it's definitely very stylized. But
yeah.
It's,
but it worked for the action.
It
It's
wasn't.
Just, I felt like issue 2 had a lot more dialogue moments and so more facial expressions and a little.
It wasn't like Harley Quinn though for a while where it was so bad that I had to drop the frickin'. The art was so bad that I couldn't even read what was being written. It was like no.
When I read issue 2, I immediately thought, oh, all those internet crybabies that were pissing over Steve Trevor dying are going to hate this.
Yeah.
2 times in 2 months. Let's go.
Wonder Woman AF, Brother John.
I love that like it's the little thing that kind of had a lot of weight to it with Steve washing up on shore, doing that story again in this alternate Wonder Woman. She's not in paradise, so for him to wash up on shore
in hell,
he lost his life.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo, that's a pretty cool little.
Yeah.
You
didn't wake up with all the beautiful lesbians instead.
Yeah. Very good. And I like how his after he was back, we haven't seen how he was brought back, but his peers think weirdly of him because they're the ones that were aware of his passing, like, ew, you're here.
Yeah.
You weird
I think
magical
that universe
zombie.
is the most interesting of the 3 Absolute books. That whole concept has the most, I think, value to mine.
I'm excited for Superman number 2. I think
That
there's
next
going to be
week?
a lot in there. I saw one of the preview pages for it where Lois is like, ended with Lois like free, hold it there. She throws a cuff on him that he can't get off, so his suit almost becomes like alive, trying to work the cuffs off.
Combat
kind of
it.
thing. Yeah, I'm very interested in this whole soul.
Is that coming next week?
Technology in the suit. I think so.
Pussy invasion, dude. This is
It's the second time this stream.
That's
I'm
the third
telling you,
cat,
dude.
actually, because
Knee
Madam
deep in it.
Blaster had one.
Oh yeah.
Or
Pee
Madam
on
had
pee,
one.
dude.
Whoa, it's just Madam.
It's true.
I'm gonna go make breakfast, gang. Maybe I'll come back when I get it all done.
What are you gonna make me? Can I have something?
Probably some
Everything bagel.
Some turkey.
No, we're gonna do some scrambled eggs and make like breakfast tacos, breakfast burritos.
Go get it. You have jackets right there.
Get some beans, get some jalapenos, get some onions.
John, I remember when your background used to sound like Mark's.
Now I've got teenagers saying, "Dad, you're too noisy. Go in the garage."
Yeah, you're embarrassing.
Gay rage.
Gay rage it.
You know what I tell them? This is my house. I pay mortgage. You
Shut
want to
your
pay your,
mouth.
are you paying rent? If you pay rent, I'll move to the garage.
God,
Otherwise,
you're such a dad.
I mean,
Oh.
What up, Perry?
at this early in the morning, I'm fine going out in the garage and not waking everybody. But come
Hell
8
with them.
o'clock, rock and roll.
Hell
Gay
with them.
rage
Is
is
it
happening.
Griswold hours? You look Griswolded up, bro.
Again, my kids don't pay mortgage.
I was putting up
so
Christmas lights just yesterday.
do what I want.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, gang. I'll catch you later.
That's right.
Later, buddy.
See, Southern
got-
Comic Geek knows. That's right.
Southern
Tell
Comic Geeks. Southern's a dad. He knows.
them. Wait,
He's the boss.
my house. I do what I want.
I am
Shout out to
free.
the homie Perry, aka Comic Lore.
Hey,
AKA you and Perry. It's like
you know, it's
got
good to
your-
be king.
You ready?
That's a nice one. I like that one.
Yeah.
That's a Mel Brooks line.
Yep.
Just zipped her hair up in the zipper on accident. That
Oof.
was almost a catastrophe.
Yeah.
All right, Caroline, tell me, what did you think of Dune? Give me some details. What are your thoughts?
Well, here's my thoughts first.
Okay.
There are lots of details.
Lots.
There are so many characters, and because we're going into the expanded universe where Brian K. Herbert and the other dude, it's based off their stuff, it gets really convoluted and kind of hard to understand because it goes so deep. So first I'm going to say that, but I like it. I think you're just learning more, like you're seeing the ambition of the Harkonnens. You're seeing what does a Harkonnen look like as a Bene Gesserit? You know, what do each of these families, when they have females, these houses that have power, it seems if they, you know, have daughters, they're either going to get them to be a Bene Gesserit or they're going to try and broker some kind of really powerful deal. And usually it's going to be both in terms of like marriage. And so I'm just kind of seeing the dynamics that the Bene Gesserit have early on, that maybe they're not even quite the Bene Gesserit yet. Maybe they're just like proto Gesserits. And I think that's interesting. I think the most interesting thing that they've got about this thing is Desmond Hart. Desmond Hart presents a direct threat to the Bene Gesserit, calls them out. Knows
He's also our wild card. That's the only thing that's been unique to this show. I feel like that's
Desmond Hart. Yes,
with the sisterhood, we know this is 10,000 years in the past, so we know that they're going to be fine in the long run and be in even a better place by the time we get to Paul Atreides. But this Desmond character in the situation that he's in, having been swallowed by a sandworm but survived and has these somewhat abilities that's undefined. That's our wild card.
Yeah. So Mike's like, duh, we've seen Bene Gesserits. Like Jessica's a Harkonnen and Paul's a Harkonnen. Yeah, they're all. If you go back, they're all related in the early times. Like they're all basically, you know. But here's the thing: it's that you get to see that early history of here's some Harkonnen chicks in this desolate land. You see their rise to power, how they use their cunning to rise to power, and how a lot of times they had to work right alongside with the Atreides and these other houses. So it's more complex than just this one's bad, this one's good. It's very like elaborate. It's very Game of Thronesy. But
in a lot of ways.
Desmond Hart, I like the best because we don't. Okay, it says he was born twice, once by fire, or once by flesh, and once by spice, or something. Once by blood, once by spice. That's like a Bene Gesserit. Like, oh, I also thought it was really cool to see them do the whole going under. And they're not doing a spice trance. They're using this Rossum or this precursor to the spice, which is less pure and it's more deadly. And so it's interesting to see, oh wow, they haven't even gotten the like refined melange yet. Like they're not using that yet. So
Yeah,
it's
they
just
were.
not
They have the hyperspace travel, they have the spice dens.
not the Bene Gesserits. Not that they were using that Rossum drug or whatever, some kind of drug. And
they were mixing their own poisons like they always have, but they clearly have this. Are you talking about from the worm itself?
So yes, but from the worm itself, what I'm saying is that the Bene Gesserit, I don't think have direct access to pure refined spice.
Yeah,
like
I don't
they
think they're on Arrakis yet.
No, they don't have that kind of access where because they need those kind of they need that to have clearer visions.
Yeah.
You know, when they do the
I wonder if they're them gaining access to it will be them combating what's happening in the visions with that
yeah, and getting more power because it
well, you
becomes
remember
more
how
clear.
how that girl went into the vision, she got killed in the vision by that sister who's spiteful that's still existing in there. They're gonna
Yeah.
have to purge that place of her.
Yep. I bet that's probably what happens is they're going to get their hands on refined spice. And once that happens, they're going to really start ascending.
You think we're going to get to Arrakis in this season?
I think we're already there, but I mean, who do you want to be in Arrakis?
No, I'm saying like we clearly know that like House Carino
Scenes in Arrakis?
is in control of Arrakis. We know that there's like the whole like uprising there happening. We've seen a vision, but do you think like setting wise, storytelling wise, you think our characters that we're following are going to go to Arrakis in this season?
Probably, because I think it's integral to show what's happening on the ground there, socio-politically and amongst the people, because this is all about stirring up myths, creating legends, you know, creating confusion about what's real and what's not. And I think
from a storytelling standpoint, I think they might want to try to avoid it to some small degree, since that's like our primary setting of the movies. And like there's going to be aesthetic differences trying to go to Arrakis and then see what you see in the movie. So I think,
because there's like a 10,000 year gap.
Yeah, I still think from a production standpoint, they potentially might want to try to limit the time on Arrakis.
Perhaps. I just think like it's almost necessary that they have some shots from there. But that would be to show what's happening, boots on the ground, subversion of the locals.
Yeah, because we've already seen that the Carino camp was completely all massacred. The only one survivor being Desmond. So what even remains on Arrakis? What kind of operation? I would love to see. Definitely curious.
And like, do you remember we saw? So there's one chick we saw on the dune, and she had blue eyes, and she was like a Bene Gesserit.
Part of the rebellion. That's just from I think that. Oh yeah, from working in the spice den, her eyes have gone blue, and yeah,
she's actually a Bene Gesserit operative.
Yeah, working with the team.
Yeah, so they've got boots on the ground already on Dune. So it's like, what are they doing there? And clearly she's involved in the like illicit spice trade where they're, you know, she's hawking it off, helping the Harkonnens and Atreides.
Atreides guy, yeah.
The swordsman. I don't know. It's interesting. Is it like I'm more of a straight Frank Herbert person, so I want to
maybe
I like the Frank Herbert materials most, but like if we're gonna get any material on Dune, I'm gonna be thankful.
Yeah, I like that they went back farther away from the movies and stuff. It doesn't feel, it just feels informative, not like directly offensive, if that makes sense.
And it gives it space to be its own thing without you having to harshly judge and say, well, this is not Villeneuve and this is not, people who
Production is top notch.
Oh yeah, it's really nice, but it may not be exact, but the thing is you'd think they could be setting up face dancers
if you got enough money.
So Mike, I heard an interesting theory is that Desmond Hart could be Tleilaxu. And the Tleilaxu are a people who are much more lax about using they were people who were basically kind of banished during the Butlerian Jihad because they were like, look, you don't need to get rid of all machines. You just gotta you gotta be smart about it. So they took a more measured approach, but because of that, they were like banished and kind of ostracized. And what they did is like sometimes they'll like integrate, sometimes it's like Laxu will like integrate machine parts and shit. And some people think like what it could be who Desmond Hart is a Tleilaxu who has a technology that's capable of doing this burning thing inside his eye. So, he could be lying about the whole, oh yeah, I came from a worm. I lived from the spice and that I can burn people with my eyeball because of the spice. Well, or you could just have Tleilaxu technology implanted in your eye and you're fucking zapping people. So there could be lots of what ifs. I don't know. But some also, they say, like, what if he's a revenant? Like, what if he is the early Kwisatz Haderach? Where, he can see these bitches. He knows exactly what's up and he's about to check them. But they don't know what a Kwisatz Haderach is yet. And maybe their great reckoning is coming into contact with one of those where they realize, oh, shit. And this is what we've got to learn how to harness. I don't know. So, anyways. Hey, G-Man, what's up? Shutting up.
There's a lot of room for this to go a lot of different ways. I'm excited for it. I've loved seeing the little intro with the machine war briefly, like we did. That was really cool. They could have done a whole entire show on that alone. That'd have been interesting.
You think that's a side tale age wise? I don't know what this means. This term. I don't know what that term means.
Well said, lady.
What?
That's what it means. It was a typo. I speak typos.
Oh, can I tell? A face dancer of the Benny Tleilax. Okay, got you. And the last Tleilaxu. Okay. Yeah, so it's a specific face dancer.
What if typos become the new English?
Typos, but they kind of have, haven't they? See, Messiah. Got you. Yeah. You don't think it is, Mike? Well, because I know that the Butlerian Jihad, like even then, like that's when the Tleilaxu split off from the different houses, but I don't know. Type R's are, I mean, they are.
Like the idea that you mentioned to me about old buddy being like early Sardaukar.
Yeah, I lob you. Yeah, so I also thought, and this one's the one I liked, is that that what if, whatever his powers are, who cares? Carino sees him as an asset. And what if, like, the House Carino, because they're kind of mid, like they're all these houses are sort of mid right now against the Landsrad. And so what they're trying to do is they're, vying for power. What if, the Carino guy sees this and he's like, oh shit, this dude is hardcore. He can zap kids and burn them and shit. He can zap little Bene Gesserits and burn them and shit. So what if he says, all right, dude, you're my new general. You're going to do my army. Go take everything you want. And that's the beginning of the Sardaukar. Like, what if he ends up being like, you know, and that's what causes the House Carino to rise to their power, is because they got old boy, you know, I don't know, for 10,000 years, for 1,000 years or so. Yeah, so like if you guys read, I like the God Emperor Dune. And Leto's messed up, but a lot of people say, okay, like, look, Paul Atreides is not the Kwisatz Haderach. He's a pussy, and he chose not to follow the true path, the golden path. And like, then they'll say Leto is actually the Kwisatz Haderach, and you saw how hated he became, and he had to sacrifice and become kind of terrible for it. He had to become a tyrant for you to recognize that, like, you know, you need to be free. But anyways, I'm shut up.
I went to a $7 bin sale at Bargain Hunt a few hours ago. Waited 30 minutes in the cold to beat people off. Wow. Wow.
Lucky people.
Good. Yeah. Tell me, that's a good deal.
$7 deal and you get beat off? Jeez.
Let's go. Well, you're a saint, man, to brave the cold, to service the public like you did.
I hope you punched a kid.
You're a good man.
Hope you made a child cry. Because that's what the holidays are. That's what Black Friday's about.
What's I doing to do?
Are people still getting trampled to death during Black Friday, or is that a thing of the past?
I don't know about
I think
trampled,
with
but
the
they're
advent
getting
of the internet probably is less and less prevalent. But I remember back in the day, in the early 2000s, that if you wanted a PlayStation, your ass was sitting on the concrete at midnight.
You scarf down a meal and then go pitch a tent outside Best
Yeah,
Buy.
set up a tent with your buddies, fucking play Pokemon.
They were pitching 10 out in front of the Bargain Hunt.
People get beat off.
Welcome back, Marcus. You missed the deal of the day. $7 to get beat off at the Bargain Hunt.
Beat off, man. What a good deal.
Wow. Nice.
You don't get a the prices to get beat off these days are usually over 10, but
Oh my God, there's 20 people too. Jesus, that's how you get carpal tunnel.
Crazy.
I think I've seen that video.
Oh.
Tyler's here. He said, "Oh, what's?" I just
Mike
got beat
says
off
I've done
and
overnight
ran by
lines
people
for a lot of
wearing
things.
Broncos. What a Black Friday!
Video games, collectibles, all kinds of different shit. You know.
Oh man, done overnight lines. What was he after? I didn't even get that far in the comment. Funko Marvel Collector Core Mystery Box, got 8 of them for $7 each. Wow.
I thought you were saying like you beat off the entire collector core.
Someone has to do it.
I'm gonna do it self.
Do it self. Marcus, what are you watching these days? What are you looking forward to week by week? I know the sports things keep you pretty busy, but are you on any shows?
I need to watch Penguin still. I gotta, I don't week to week stuff. I binge stuff. So I binged Agatha All the Long Last. That was pretty good.
I heard it ended super strong. Like it just
I really enjoyed
impressed
it.
everybody.
I'm a sucker for that stuff anyway. So
watch it.
I haven't
Right
had
here.
to go back and watch it yet, but I definitely plan on it after hearing all the positive stuff. I'm excited.
It's amazing.
I've been trying to avoid Penguin spoilers because I hear it ends amazingly. So I don't want to. I know someone dies, but I've been able to avoid most of it. I need to hurry up and watch that one.
Someone. There's a whole bunch of people who die in that thing so far.
Yeah,
just leave it at that. Just leave it at
everyone
that.
was like, yeah. So
I don't know how much. Rob's currently watching it. He just got his HBO Max deal, and he's what'd you say, 4 or 5 episodes, 6 episodes?
5 episodes in, yeah.
Mark, you're giving me such a hard time about Agatha all along, and now look at where
I told you so, motherfucker. That's
Oh,
what
the
that
first three episodes that I watched are absolute ass, but I heard it got good, so I'm going to go give it a fair shot. I'm not going to.
I really like.
I'm not going to be ignorant. You know, I'll call it like I see it. I think the first 3 episodes were ass, and everyone says it gets better as it goes. So I'm going to look forward to that. I want to watch good shows. If it's good, I want to be able to say this is good. Make more good stuff.
The franchise on HBO is fantastic. I put a comment earlier about it.
What's that about?
That's the creation of superhero movies.
The creation of superhero movies
From like the production standpoint. So it's like
Oh,
on
oh,
set
yeah,
of
where
a
they have-
superhero movie,
yeah.
and it's so
I've seen the
fucking
pictures,
funny.
it looks
It is the
hilarious.
funniest shit I've seen in a while. And then, of course, the animated series Arcane just finished its season 2 finale.
Did that season leave people hanging? I've seen a bunch of memes about it where people were clearly like dissatisfied.
What the hell is Arcane?
An anime.
Arcane is my favorite animated TV show ever.
Oh.
And I don't know, I liked it. I thought it was great. And the ending, I mean, I thought it was cool. That's just my opinion. People like to meme about shit though, but it's literally the best like animated show I've seen in a long time.
Mix and Brace is on your side.
Yeah.
C Bizzle says you're not doing it justice. Wow.
See, exactly. I can say that it's the best show ever, and it's still not good enough.
Come here, Miss Kitty.
Arcane's just like it's masterful. I just
want
don't
to
know
like
what to
lay
say.
back down. I'm feeling so lazy, dude.
JustinComicx. I love that Gleason behind you there. Sorry, lady.
Yeah, but C-Bizzle, we don't talk about the
You
video
finally
game.
noticed it.
Classic book right there.
Yeah,
I mean-
I actually got this gifted to me by Unruly Simeon, along with this one.
Aw.
The only two slabs that I own because I don't.
Aw. I love Simeon. He's a good guy.
He is.
Great dude.
He's trying to bait you into buying slabs, though, so I'm not about it.
He's trying to send.
Also,
I don't think Simeon's like that, but you
this
know.
was probably the best surprise of last time getting these original year
Did
ones.
he send that to you?
He did.
That's so kind of him. That's excellent. Good for
Yes.
you.
Yep. Got Hercules, some Hercules books that he said that were really good. Read the first one.
Did you like it?
Prince of, I thought it was good. Yeah,
Yeah,
Prince of
good.
it was Prince of Power from '82.
Yeah,
So
who
it's- Bob Layton.
I love Leighton, dude. He's
Oh,
so
yeah.
good.
Good
Not
stuff.
to be confused with the Princess of Power, She-Ra.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We don't do that here.
All right, C-Bizzle and Mike, we don't talk about the video game, man.
Here's the video game man. I'll mention the video game here. Which video? Hercules, the video game.
No, we're still going on about Arcane. It's just that good. Like that's all I have to say.
No.
It's worth
Based
your
on
time.
League of Legends.
Which is a crappy video game that I'm actively playing right now.
The show's got you back. The show served its purpose. Oh, did you ever watch the Terminator anime TV show on Netflix?
Was that the?
It was a one-off. It's like they're 30-minute episodes, 8 episodes, so it's like watching one long movie.
Yeah.
It's called Terminator Zero. It's amazing.
Didn't, but I was the only reason I haven't is because I'm supposed to watch it with a friend, and we just haven't had time. But yeah, no.
Have you thought about just watching it on your own, then pretending like you haven't seen it when you're with your friend?
I did that once, and then I goofed it so hard.
Well, that makes sense. We expect that.
And it was like there's like a moment, and I was like, oh, and then and then they like turned to me. They're like, you already watched it, didn't you? I was like, no.
One of those moments where you know what's coming, and they're looking down at their phone. Yo, look up, look up, look up. Why?
I would
Oh
say
my
I would
God,
say
how'd
it was
you know?
in that realm. It's like, oh, I predicted it. Yeah. No, I goofed it so hard.
Dude, I already did in the early hours of the morning, I freaking already got my brother, sister, and their relative, girlfriend, boyfriend, freaking gifts for Christmas.
Man, I will never be that ahead of things.
I have ideas, haven't shopped yet.
Oh, it's the first time I've done this, but I'm bragging about it because like I never do this. But for some reason I feel stupidly responsible. So
my method, we used to do this because my grandmother would go to Florida for the winter. So my method was we do Christmas on Thanksgiving, kind of much together, and she always gave us gift cards. So my method was I spend that gift card and last of my money, and after that I do Christmas.
Hey, that's actually kind of cool because then you
It
could like
is.
get more money or more bang for your buck.
Exactly. It was like the last hurrah of the year
Dope.
before I got gifts.
I like where your head's at.
Yes.
Play the
But
play
now
the
they
system.
don't. But now they don't do that, and now we're doing Yankee swap this year, and last year we did that too. So
Christmas.
Well, you gotta start the tradition back. That's a great
I'll
tradition.
force it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Yankee swap was fun because I got a backpack that I use for school now. It has a lot of compartments, so I can hide a bunch of shit.
Yeah, actually, you know what?
Hide a bunch of shit.
I'm gonna tell you guys because I know he's probably not watching, but I also did some shopping from List Eman, so he's got some gifts coming his way too.
I gotta get on that too.
Yeah.
Nobody sends me shit in this community.
For good reason.
I know. I'll just talk crap about it.
I don't even know your address, man.
That's fair.
The desert, California.
ETT,
Just
California.
follow the California aqueduct, and you'll find me there slurping up the water with a straw at the end.
Stolen water from in the desert, California.com.
Hey, we got a lot of golf courses. No, I live in
desert.
I live in Temecula, which is like wine country.
Oh,
There's like
gotcha. Up north.
90 wineries over here.
Not wine.
Or is it Central
Napa.
California?
No, it's
wine
it's southern.
It's southern. Okay. I thought they
there's-
did more wine in the central.
They do absolutely.
No,
but like where I
not even the
specifically
central-
live, there's
The wine is not made in the Central Valley predominantly.
I didn't say Central Valley, just Middle California.
middle California.
North San Francisco Bay, Napa County, Sonoma.
Yeah, but there's some
other
good wine. There's some
appellations
good
that are
wine out
locally-
here, Rob. There's literally 90 wineries where I live, and there's some good stuff.
I'm not a wine. I don't know anything about wine. Other than red wine makes my face go.
Sulfates.
And yeah, and white wine kind of does the same too. Oh, I don't know which one was that? Marcus. He was like,
Oh, this is for my. Trying to find my wrist braces.
So you can go beat off people in line.
Yeah, we gotta.
Someone's got to do it.
Or
No, I wear
Yeah, just for the
wrist
entire
braces when I
council.
game
Very
now.
proud. Oh wow.
Oh my goodness.
Rob, I don't know how long you want to hang out or stick around today. Hey,
Some dog.
I'll go put that in the trash for me. Go put that in the
Justin,
trash
I
for me.
can't stop thinking about what you're hiding in all the secret compartments of your backpack. It's really bothering me.
Gotta
It
figure it
might-
out.
Might bother you more if you knew.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, I'll stop asking questions.
His secrets are your safety.
All right.
What is Ed's brother's name?
This week's
Oh,
books are
thanks.
red.
Yeah, Rob, I don't know how long you're planning on sticking around. I got Finn's haircut set up for 11, so I'm about to be heading out.
all right, I'm gonna bounce.
Yeah, I got bounce too. Get some breakfast.
About to make like a baby and head out.
Oh shit.
Hmm.
Make
You know,
like a lemon split.
my son got a haircut yesterday. I was surprised that the barber was open on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make like a consumer and beat off.
There
Alright.
you go. Yeah, people got to get paid. People got to get paid.
Smoke
Some
bomb.
people need the money more than they need to sit at home alone, being that they don't have something to go to, you know? But yeah, I hope everyone has a good day. Be sure to check out Rob's show Only Slabs tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, where he'll
No,
be entertaining
there's
nobody.
There's no Only Slabs
I
tomorrow,
know.
actually. I'll be I'm taking a rare Saturday off so I can go to a convention.
So be on the
which
lookout for
one?
Rob at the convention.
Fan Expo San Francisco.
Oh, cool.
Are you going, Kyle?
Oh, you're actually braving the.
Going to San Francisco?
Yeah. Well, I wish you the best.
What's wrong with San Francisco traffic?
It sucks.
Well, I mean, like,
Well,
I could have told you that, Rob. It's in California.
Not everybody in California sucks. But the city is awful. It's an awful place.
It's yeah.
Tim, get your shoes and your jacket back on. We're rolling, buddy. We're rolling, buddy.
Right.
Yep. Heroes Con tickets are available though. We got ours because we're tabling, so we're good to go.
Comics here in Cancho at Heroes Con 2025. Make sure y'all are there. Kyle, if you start rollerblading in March, you'll be there on top.
Okay. I want to go to Dallas Fan Expo. I still have...
Heroes Con, Kyle. Heroes Con. Jeez.
Oh, I'm just learning how to read. No, because I get hang out.
All right,
with
everybody.
Nick.
Bye.
Bye.